Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Kelley Laughlin After Party. So far, of course, we have with us the guest of honor, Kelley himself. We got my producer, Mr. Mikey Famine, is here with us. We've got a former guest and apparently likes to jump in the after party since then. Now, Mr. Grant Farmer is also with us, and currently on the phone talking about something allegedly important. Mr. Randolf Richardson is with us as well, and our local financier, Mr. Irish Sweet, is also with us. Our designated bionic man. Let's put it that way.
Human cyborg.
Sure.
How about say the token cyborg?
Yeah,
the token
cyborg.
That's right.
That's what my LinkedIn profile says. Human cyborg.
Randolph and his screw gun. All the likes.
I think that was the first time the word honor was connected to my name.
I fully retract the statement. No, that's just generally what I say. The guest of honor, right, basically. So you were kindly enough to come on to my rigmarole of a show, and
you were kind enough to invite me. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure, man. It was great having you on, and realized that we actually had a lot more in common than we really realized.
I had a lot of fun. I really did. Yeah, it was fun to get to know you better.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of the reasons I do this, because I'm all about community, right? And I want to introduce new atheists or new people in the atheist community to the rest of the people that I know fairly well because of all this stuff. Some people I can't get rid of, like Sweet over there. Like, you know, he's like herpes. You know, he just never goes away when you get him.
The gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. But in all honesty, I love these guys, and they are part of the reason I like to keep doing this, as well as my of course patrons, because these guys make me laugh, and the world needs more laughter, and that's kind of why I love doing these after parties, is to have a few laughs with some of the folks that I get to know. And also so that, you know, when we have people like Otangelo or one of Dark Dawkins' fucking shithead crew shows up and starts putting chicken fucking emojis in the chat there because this ain't a debate show.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I got to chase them away with a fucking stick all the time.
I'm not sure what it is they're trying to prove, honestly.
Trying to prove how ridiculously stupid they are.
They're trying to prove how fast they can get under your skin to bend to their will.
Yeah, I like that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it and you just stare at them blankly, they get even more mad and they get even more frustrated, and it's more fun to watch.
That's just a happy coincidence, Zach. I'd be drinking the beer even if I wasn't doing this. So
I think at this point, this is an online bar.
yeah, you should change it to the bar and grill after party.
Yeah, Neil's Pub,
Neil's Lounge. Yeah. Well, that's what my Discord is Neil's Bar and Grill or some shit like that.
Yeah, we ain't got no food. We got something to eat, but ain't no food. Yeah, we're all
edification.
I'm pretty sure, like, if we just set this up so that Neil was like behind the bar and I'm over in the corner just cleaning a glass, and then you got Sweet coming in off of work. Like, it's like Cheers in here. Let me get a Cheers background.
Yeah, you need one of these.
Dare call me Cliff Clavin.
You'd be Norm.
Come on.
You'd be Norm.
Norm. No, Randolph would be Norm.
Yeah, Randolph would be Norm.
Then I would just be that random guy at the table that shows up that week, right?
Yeah. Well, Kelley, I always tell my guests once they've been on the show, albeit I've had some in before they've been on, but you're always welcome to jump into these. If you see us going live, just say, "Hey, I'll come in." And I'll say,
cool. Thanks.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah. No problem.
It's not so much an invite; it's a mandate. We'll see you on Thursday.
I tried to call after parties before I was a guest.
Oh, I can't be here
Thursday.
I can't be here Thursday.
You're going to be here Thursday, and you're going to be here Saturday.
No, I can't be
here next Tuesday.
Just fucking mute him.
I'm going to be doing something else on Thursday. I'm going to be on If Was talking about Crystal Wu.
Oh, you're going to be with Jenna and Justin.
Yeah, I'm going to be with Jenna and Justin.
Our old pals.
Yeah, Jenna's one of the regulars to the after parties here.
Cool.
Except on Thursdays.
Jenna and I are both moderators over on the ACD, the Atheist Community of Discord.
Nice. Oh, there we go.
See it.
Look
We
at
can't see it.
That's okay, but they get it. That looks like Cheers from here.
That's the set. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll use that tonight. Why not?
Whenever somebody comes in, we all got to say their name.
I was feeling a little worn out from all the energy those gems and crystals were sending my way. So
yeah.
So
the greatest introduction to Norm was, what's up, or what are you up to, Norm? My ideal weight if I were 7'9".
Yeah, he always got the one-liners to open the show.
Crushed it.
And then the Cliffy's was, it's a little known fact that, and he'd go off on some tangent.
What I saw some documentary about the making of that Cheers television series, and they're saying that the writers did a whole bunch of research with experts so that most of what Cliff says is actually correct.
Well, yeah. That's why,
But then when he presents it sounds like he's just
actually spouted real truth on that show. It was,
Thank you, Jenna.
They've compiled it and made a book out of it.
Hey, Jenna,
really?
I popped his cherry.
Yep.
That's actually one of my favorite things about the old Simpsons writing room is that was the most decorated, doctorate-filled, master's degree-filled room of any writing room in TV history.
Wow.
And they had Conan.
Yeah, and they had Conan O'Brien on top of it all.
Right.
But when they did like their science episodes and had equations up on the board and anything like that, it was real stuff. They brought in physicists to make sure everything was real all the way across. So, like when they do the burning the donut episode, all of the calculations for heat to calorie on the blackboard is actually correct.
That's hilarious.
Well, they're Swede. That's a little known fact that cows were domesticated in Mesopotamia. They're also used in China as guard animals for the Forbidden City.
Don't make me talk about the herd theory of brain cells.
The thing I like about
helps whittle the brain down into a more efficient being.
The thing I like about the writing staff was from Futurama. The ones that went to Futurama, they actually published a paper associated with one of their episodes.
Oh,
that one of their episodes that
was the time or the Harlem Globetrotter episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
they actually published a paper associated with one of their Harlem Globetrotter episodes.
Well, and the Simpsons actually had one of the original formulaic theory or hypothesis about the Higgs boson, and that actually turned out to be true.
How the fuck do you guys know this shit?
Neil, if memory serves, the umbilical cord is 90% potassium. This is the best list I've ever found in my entire life. I am so happy right now.
Didn't the Simpsons predict Trump as president too?
Oh my God!
No, not really.
Yes, they did.
Lisa was the following president to Trump afterwards, and she does a speech about the budget crisis due to Trump's spending.
That's pretty prophetic.
Yeah,
Apparently
so everybody was like, well, if
shit.
Elizabeth Warren wins the presidency, it'll be, entirely way too prophetic. So
Oh, we got a question here that needs addressing. Is there a schedule for the shows? Yes, Ryan. I do my shows Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're not busy and you feel like having a couple of laughs, and the after parties generally go after the show, hence the name after. Shut up, Neil. So and they usually go around 15 to 20 minutes after the interview airs. Just FYI.
Oh man,
Elmer Fudd correctly predicted QAnon. You remember about 40 years ago when people were claiming that access to information was what was holding us back? I think they were wrong.
I often think about that conversation I had with Timothy Leary that got me on the internet, and I think about what he would think about what the internet has become today, and I really don't think he would approve. I really don't. He really had a lot of high hopes for what the internet was going to do for us, and the amount of misinformation that's being spread through it, because there isn't any peer review. There's no regulation of information.
Well, the other thing that happened is everything that is peer reviewed is behind a fucking paywall.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And people don't. And hint to everyone out there that's listening, and anyone that watches this in the future, email the authors, ask them for the paper. They will send it to you because they don't make a dime off that paywall.
Nope.
No, we don't make a dime off papers that we write either. Trust me.
And so. The big thing is just to be like, okay, where's, all you have to do is figure out which school they're at, if it's a different school, and hey, I'm really interested in reading this paper for such and such a reason. I really don't feel like paying the $89 subscription.
I've written a couple of published papers dealing with minerals, and I spent a lot of money writing the articles, so writing the papers. I've not made a penny off of it. I spent a lot of to the opposite. I spent a lot of money doing it. It's one of the things that really bothers me is that people think scientists are like this conspiracy theory that we're trying to keep information because we're making money off of withholding all this information.
Bullshit.
Oh, I know, man. Put 5 scientists in a room, ask them a question, you're going to get 7 answers, right? And the good scientist is the one that gave you 3 answers, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That few, you must not have talked to a room full of economists.
Now imagine.
I imagine it's pretty much the same, yeah.
Now, if such a conspiracy really existed, how difficult would it be to keep that a secret?
Yeah, especially when you got people like me
these conspiracy theories are possible have obviously never been a project manager in their life.
Yeah,
I always say that
they've never been on Twitter.
Yeah, I always say you can't get 10 people to keep a surprise birthday party a secret. How are you going to keep a giant conspiracy a secret?
Yeah.
Oh, it's stupid. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
Most conspiracy theories.
Didn't they figure out how many people would have to be quiet for the moon landing to be faked?
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the thousands.
Yep.
Well, think about this. If there really were aliens being stored in Area 51 or the moon landing really was fake, then Donald Trump wouldn't be able to stop talking about it. And he never said a word about it.
Well, they would first have to trust him with that information.
Yeah, I was just thinking that they never told him the truth, right?
So that confirms it. That confirms that there's the aliens in Area 51, and they just didn't tell Trump.
Right, exactly.
Irrefutable logic. There must be actually there.
Well, they have the 51 Express that flies from Las Vegas into Area 51 every day because every employee actually lives in Las Vegas, and they have their own runway, airport, and boarding building that they go in and out of.
That doesn't show up on satellites or something, right?
No, it does. You could actually watch the plane take off from outside the airport, and it's the only airplane that takes off without a tail number every morning and then lands every evening.
Huh.
But that makes sense because it's they're probably working on the next stealth bomber or whatever.
The next alien secret.
Or that too, waiting for the harvesters to show up like in Independence Day.
Well, you see, Sweet, it's like this. A herd of buffalo can only move.
Yeah.
Actually, I was reading through this. This is actually kind of quite profound. And thank you, Cliff Clavin, for this gem here.
Oh, that's the herd theory of brain cells.
Yeah, okay, spoiler alert. A herd of buffalo can only move as fast as the slowest buffalo. And when the herd is hunted, it is the slowest and weakest ones at the back that are killed first. This natural selection is good for the herd as a whole because the general speed and health of the whole group keeps improving by the regular killing of the weakest members. In much the same way, the human brain can only operate as fast as the slowest brain cells. Excessive intake of alcohol, as we know, kills brain cells, but naturally attacks the slowest and weakest brain cells first. In this way, regular consumption of beer eliminates the weaker brain cells, making the brain a faster and more efficient machine. That's why you always feel smarter after a few beers. That gem from one Cliff Clavin.
That's his most famous one.
So earlier, you guys are
pretty smart right now.
Yeah, meat will do that to
you. Just call me Socrates.
Socrates. Somebody mentioned aliens earlier, and it kind of reminded me of this dude that I remember seeing him years ago talk about this, but recently I saw something, and it was Canadian Defense Minister Paul Hellyer. He was one of Canada's longest running defense minister, actually. And according to him, there are at least 4 different species of aliens that visit us regularly here. Of course, he says he has evidence for it too. And the reason they started paying attention to us was because of the atomic bomb. And he says they'll give us technology if we weren't idiots. Put in his words, basically.
But the atomic bomb is really quite simple. It's very fundamental.
Yes,
physics.
But it's highly destructive.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If they're able to travel interstellarly,
I got you.
Then they got way better shit than just a fucking. It's literally just like the same thing as a potato gun, but you're using neutrons instead.
They aren't powering their ship with fission.
Lasers and avatars. Yeah.
Is that what he meant, that they're here? He just downloaded somebody's files like, aha, I found the laser aliens. I intercepted one of the. No, you took a picture, sir. That's a picture.
That's one of my favorite series on YouTube is Civilizations Too Stupid to Actually Exist. And The Harvesters is one of them. And it goes into like, why the hell would they come to Earth for water?
Yeah.
You just stop off in like Uranus's or Neptune's rings, and this is just basically all water.
Or
you want
Europa
diamonds?
or Enceladus, or
If you want diamonds, just park yourself in Jupiter or Saturn's atmosphere because it rains diamonds.
That's right.
Yeah,
I would love gold. Probably go take a scoop out of Jupiter's core.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't come here for water or any elements because those are abundant in the solar system and the universe in general. So
they'd come here to actually meet us or destroy us, whichever,
or eat us.
Oh yeah.
Well, all right. Now here's the thing, though.
Those are a delicacy.
Now here's the thing, though. As Michio Kaku puts it, the levels of civilization: type 1, type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3. Says if you make it past type 0. And you become a type 1 civilization verging on possibly a type 2 civilization, says you're past the point where you become, because if you don't self-destruct before you reach there, then more than likely, if you're spacefaring as well, you're more than likely benevolent. And you've made it past the warlike time of your species.
Kardashev scale.
It depends. I can see 2 civilizations running into each other and then tensions.
Sure. There's going to be tensions right off the bat because you know nothing about each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And there's always going to be some xenophobic nutcases in your own species. Look at Republicans in the United States.
Here's the categories here. So type 1 is planetary civilization, can use and store all the energy available on its planet. Type 2 is stellar, same thing with the planetary system. 3 is galactic, scale of its entire host galaxy. And then there's universe, and then there's a omega, which is multiversal civilization.
Yeah.
But going from 0 to 1 is the biggest leap because that's where the great filter is.
That's right. That's right. And Kardashev, thank you, my guy. I completely forgot the name of that.
Oh, I Googled that shit.
Oh, okay. I was just listening to it on one of the
It's
the omega level's new too.
it's hard to say if a species got to that level, if they would be benevolent, because we have really nothing to compare it to except ourselves. And
we're
I don't
a bunch
know.
of stupid idiots.
Yeah, I don't think we would be. I mean, our history is expansion for more resources so we can control it. I don't know
but you have to
that's
figure, like, if you want more resources, there's a lot less resistance to go to a planet that is not inhabited.
Yeah.
And just
I'll agree to that. But now we're getting out. Now let's talk about colonialism, and we're getting out the planets that are on the edge of our on the edge of our knowledge, of our ability to reach, and some other race wants to get those same planets. We're gonna, that's what I'm saying. Looking at the back history of the United States, I don't think we would stop. We would go try to colonize those planets and get those resources before we let those people get them. So it's hard to say. Hopefully, I would like to think that if there are other races out there that can travel from place to place, that they are benevolent. But I can't say that they are. That's my big fear.
You've been influenced by Hollywood too much.
Right, it's my greatest hope, but it's also my biggest fear, right?
I mean,
my favorite quote about this is the opening line to XCOM. There are two possibilities. Either we are alone in the universe or we're not, and both are equally terrifying.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine if we met aliens, it would take us like a good 30 years to be able to like, okay, hello. And they're like, hello? Yes, we got one. Finally. Like, I don't think we'd be able to communicate like quickly. I think it'd take forever for us to just figure out.
You could communicate using math, by the way.
Somebody wrote a good guide. Like if you were the one to be contacted, math is obviously the one thing that you could probably be like, one.
Any species will eventually stumble onto math.
Two.
Intelligent species.
Yeah.
So I wonder how we found it. But anyway.
God created it.
Speaking of intelligence,
right.
Our current president actually did something incredibly smart today.
Oh.
And I have to give him credit, even though he's done a lot of stupid shit.
Well, that's a refreshing thing to hear in America.
But today he put an end run on Congress by making anybody that has a government contract has to have a minimum wage of $15. So any business that has a contract with the United States government now has to have a minimum wage of $15, which reaches, I think, 390,000 workers, raising the wages of over 390,000 people.
Great.
And he doesn't have to get Congress's approval for this. So
in your face, slumlords.
That's awesome.
It was kind of smart of him to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Step in the right direction, definitely.
And not that $15 an hour will like make or break you and make you like super wealthy now, because we all know if you live in the States, that's at least I can try to figure out a plan now, as opposed to I'm bailing water faster and faster, but it's just coming in faster and faster. I rode that roller coaster up until I was like fucking 30. So being broke sucks. It's the most distracting thing that can possibly happen to you in your life. It's to just constantly be worried about money. You can't dream, you can't plan, you can't do anything. It just sucks.
Well, and then trying to get good sleep at night or concentrate at work while you're hungry is stupid hard.
Yep.
And it just doesn't work. I mean, you try to go to sleep at night with your stomach growling or wondering what you're going to have for breakfast in the morning, or if you have anything for breakfast in the morning.
I ordered McDonald's yesterday because I wanted to treat myself. All right, which meal am I skipping tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got one for...
It's oftentimes been said it's nothing as expensive as being poor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't invest in yourself. You can't do anything to improve your situation. You just have to keep on spending.
And if you get anywhere behind, like you get a parking ticket, you get anything.
Yep.
It sets
there.
you
All
back
it's
so
all
far.
it's all gone. Which
I
is
think
like,
we ought to do, and I don't remember which European country has this. I think it's Germany, but it's means-based fines. So if you're going 10 over and you make $1 million a year, your speeding ticket's like 55,000 euros. But if you only make 35,000 euros a year, your fine is maybe $100. So it's directly proportional to your annual earnings.
I can get jiggy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an issue too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Oh
really.
my God, having to buy winter tires up here, putting $600, taking $600 out of my fucking bank account and giving it to some dude just to put some fucking rubber on there. I'm like,
You don't need winter tires in Chicago. What are you talking about?
shit.
No, you're thinking of here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You're thinking of here.
Don't need them here.
Time out. It got colder here the last 2 years than it did both for y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, you did have a worse winter this year than we did. Believe it or
Thank
not,
you.
really
Like
did.
we couldn't even like salt the roads because it doesn't work under minus 20.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the same here in Omaha.
However, 3 winters ago, it was so cold here that all the city's plumbing was destroyed, even though it's 8 feet underground.
Wow.
We had below zero weather for Fahrenheit weather for a month straight. Most of it was. I'm in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Okay.
But we had it was like negative 15 for 2 weeks straight, and everything froze. It was horrible.
So are you close to Duluth then, or?
It would be about a
Here we go.
3.5 hour drive to
Okay.
Duluth.
Yeah.
Did we just go through this? Mikey and Kelly were going, oh, you're here. Oh, you're here. No, yeah, right over here. Oh, yeah, come down in here. Yeah.
I grew up in Chicago where Mikey's at, so.
Okay.
So without the wind chill, the temperature in 2019, January 30th through 31st, and I think I have pictures that day because it killed my car battery. It was negative 23, but with the wind chill, it was negative 52.
We don't even know what wind chill means up here.
My truck was fuck it.
Yeah, I think we got to 30. I think we got to 31 below here actual air temperature this past winter, and with a 15 mile an hour breeze, it was like 60 or 70 below.
It's just unnaturally cold. Like that's Mars temperatures.
Yeah, we were below. Yeah, with the wind chill, we were below Mars.
Yep.
That's cold. Where are you at?
Omaha.
Omaha? Wow.
You were below Mars. Fuck you both.
Yeah, no,
Yes, we were.
yeah, we were.
I just stayed inside all winter.
I mean,
So did I.
I go into the Hall
my
of Earth.
cardiologist
It's warm
said,
down there.
"Don't leave unless you're coming to the doctor." So I didn't.
average temps on Mars.
Oh, average, he says. Try the coldest times.
Okay, well, they don't have damn near any atmosphere, Neil, so it's different. I'm just saying. I remember on those. Okay, you know what?
Why are you questioning the IMDb?
My bad. My bad.
Okay.
That's my problem with the Martian. A wind would not have done that to his little space camp. The atmosphere was so thin that the wind would not have done what it did.
Got it. So this is from weather.gov. Temperatures on Mars average negative 81 degrees Fahrenheit. However, temperatures range from negative 220 Fahrenheit in the wintertime at the poles to plus 70 degrees Fahrenheit over the lower latitudes in the summer.
Yes, because they have nothing but deflecting the fucking radiation from the sun.
I was about to say we could lay out, but maybe not if it's just straight up radiation coming straight.
No, you don't just take off the suit and get all naked. That's bad.
No, you leave the helmet on, and then you put your legs out there and catch some rays.
Yeah. Yeah. What temperature is it that it's so cold that your blood will boil?
That's a pressure thing.
Is that what it is? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's if you go up from the ocean too fast.
Well, but there's something else in space that they do that too.
There's such a difference in pressure that all of the gases inside your blood want to go
start to escape.
They want to go away, but
specifically nitrogen.
But you kind of want that in your blood still, and
that's right.
Yeah, well, it bends. And the way you know how fast to go up is you go up the same speed your bubbles go. That's the fastest you can go up and not get bends.
Wow,
interesting.
Didn't know that. Sweet, so but fucking useless info. Well, I guess it'd be useful if you're underwater.
And if you're trying to dive deeper, you just turn your bubble reader upside down so that the bubbles will go down. And that's how
if you go down far enough, you can fit in the boot of your shoe.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that submarine. The sailors. I mean, they probably didn't feel anything when it cracked on them, but.
Oh shit! Yeah. No. Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, they had to feel something for a split second.
Yeah. And it wasn't good.
Yeah, I find that whole idea horrifying. And I
could not be in a sub.
Bad for those guys. I couldn't either.
And
I'm not claustrophobic, but I don't think I could be in a sub. I've taken tours of submarines. Have you ever gone into the U-505?
Nope.
No, but we have one here. I don't know I think it's an American World War II American sub here in Omaha.
I know Mikey lives in the Chicagoland area. There's an old German submarine there in a museum in Chicago. But I've been in that submarine, and I've been in another one out in Portland, Oregon, and there's no way. There's no way I could live in one of those
for weeks and weeks and weeks. No.
Couldn't
do it.
It takes a special kind of human being.
Let me out.
They're a little roomier when you get into the nuclear sub.
Brian, why are you in here with us?
Yeah,
there's links everywhere.
Yeah, perp. What's your deal, perp?
Yeah, what's going on here? I don't even know you, and I'm getting angry. Get in here.
It's already purple.
Do you guys remember that movie Abyss?
Yeah.
Of course.
Scariest.
That's when they have to do the breathing the liquid.
Yeah.
Scariest movie I've ever seen in my entire life as a little kid. That was terrifying. I was like, I love swimming. Not so much anymore. Like that, there might be a little weird water monster down there. I don't know.
I thought that was interesting how they did the water breathing thing.
Yep, it's a real thing too. Google it.
That works.
There's a type of special kind of something. I think. I remember reading something about it.
Abyss liquid air.
Yeah, it's highly oxygenated liquid.
Yeah, that's right. Breathe all liquid.
But when you're encased in that liquid, the pressure from the outside, the environment doesn't do anything to you.
Ugh. I couldn't imagine just taking a big gulp in my lungs of liquid.
Well, you don't. Your body forces you to because your natural reaction is to hold your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called, what do they call it?
Liquid breathing.
No.
The stuff?
Perfluorocarbon.
Perfluorocarbon, yeah. Perfluorocarbon.
Also called liquid, or called liquivent, or perfluorban, or something or other. Anyways, it says some unique properties. Low surface tension, similar to surfactants, which is what I add to antifreeze, so it doesn't go bubbly. A substance that is produced in the lungs to prevent the alveoli from collapsing and sticking together during exhalation. And apparently you could breathe that stuff in and out because it's loaded with everything that you normally breathe. It's weird.
How do you get it out though? You
breathe it out like you would air.
Your diaphragm is what controls the pressure in your lungs.
Right.
So all you have to be able to do is relax and contract your diaphragm.
But the liquid would have to come out. So it'd be like, like when you choke on something, or when you spit beer out of your nose or something like that. Can you imagine doing that for 2 lungfuls of liquid?
I would imagine most of it would come out at once, but you're going to get that 10% that's going to take a while to get out. But that's just my imagining, though. So
what's your ejection fraction for your lungs? Your average
ejection fraction?
ejection fraction. How much of your lungs do you actually exhale on average? Because I know your heart is somewhere like between 50 and 75.
I don't see a number. What is good? All right. What is good ejection fraction? 50 to 70%.
Is that your heart or lungs?
Oh, that says heart. I typed lung. Fucking thing.
Boy, that IMDb isn't any good, is it?
No, my live Googling is not.
The reason I know that, Kelly, is my ejection fraction was clear down to 1/4 before I had my valve replaced.
Wow.
And I was still able to run a 10K at a 9-minute pace that morning.
Wow. That's
Damn.
interesting. I have COPD and I get out of breath walking 2 blocks. So
I have a scar. So yeah, I for a while I was exactly the way you were. If I walked 10 feet, I was on the ground, puffing and puffing.
They keep giving me all this heart stuff.
Yeah,
it's being stuff from like 50 to 70.
I mean, how much do you actually of your lung do you actually exhale? Because that'd be an interesting.
I know we don't use our breathing is very inefficient. We don't use all of our lungs. I think it's something like we hover on like that 10 to 15%. But when you take a look at something like a whale, like when a whale not breaches but surfaces just for one breath, they dump all the CO2 out and they can inhale. I think they can use up to like 80% of their like lung capacity at once. And that one like they just suck up everything. We're not great at breathing, running, fighting, climbing.
We're good at walking,
swimming,
and walking down a prey animal.
are you telling me God didn't make us perfect?
It's almost like there was like a bad design.
No. My theory on the bad my place on the bad design is like no engineer ever puts the amusement park next to the sewage treatment plant.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, are you kink shaming? There's no kink shaming here, sweet. They might both be.
I don't care what you're into. I'm just saying that if you were to be designed, that would probably be one of those things that would be part of the design.
Mikey's refrain.
And if guys weren't supposed to enjoy it up the rear, then why'd the G spot in there?
It did put it in a very particular spot for us not to be okay. Just noticing some inconsistencies.
G-net. It hits the G spot.
Oh, I did have a couple around the horn questions I wrote down earlier.
Uh-oh.
I planned ahead.
We need Will to get in here then. Will.
Yeah, Will, get in here.
You sewing person, get in here.
Yeah, you sewer.
Purple, you get in here too.
Yeah, you purple.
I refuse to call you perp because like Law and Order made that like a word that I will never use for somebody that is not a criminal.
Is that the right show?
Probably.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I will send Will a thingy.
And then you have the doink doink.
Dum dum.
All
right, he's here. Stop talking about him. Hey, Purple, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
One of my
I'm
favorites.
glad you succumbed to the peer pressure.
Well, and I appreciate you not using perp because, these days that somehow automatically has the implication of being a child molester.
Oh, what? All right, I want to say
perpetrator.
Yeah, same thing because of the legal perpetrator. It's just that's what people on the internet seem to jump to first when you say that.
Thanks, television. I blame television.
Yeah, thanks for ruining a perfectly good joke, you stupid ass internet. You monsters in the real life. I just wanted to say something fun, and now I'm a bad person. I'm sorry, Purple.
Did you ever figure out a name?
Oh, no, I figured picking out a name is going to be something I'll ponder for a couple of months anyway.
Yeah, cool.
I tend to, any decision of any capacity winds up taking me a long time.
Fair enough. I just didn't want to miss the announcement.
You changed the channel name?
No.
Oh.
My name. I came out as trans, so.
Oh.
What I will call myself after I am presenting as female.
Awesome, and hello.
Wait, I missed that. What name are you going to be going by?
I haven't picked the name yet.
Oh, okay.
That's I put it out there on Twitter for people to make suggestions.
Oh, okay.
So no more perp, huh? Okay, purple.
No, I'm still going to use the purple. I'm still going to use the purple, and in fact, Junie is working on a new avatar for me.
Awesome.
But you're probably going to change it to Purple Rhymes with Orangina?
That might work.
I tried to look it up in Latin to see what purple was in Latin. Purpura. It's just Purpura.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, people have suggested all the different shades of purple of, lavender and so forth. But no, nothing quite hits yet. I've eliminated a lot of them, but I haven't found one that I think is really suitable.
Indigo.
Indigo.
That was suggested too.
Yeah.
I still think Ceratops was the best, but
Ceratops.
Yeah.
Tops with a Z.
We've had this purple.
It could be your porn name.
We've had this conversation like 100 times. We've had this conversation.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't use Sarah because that's already someone in my family. So.
What about Solar?
Spell it
Do you have any nationalities in your background? How about?
Well, my mom's side is Finnish, so I have kind of looked at the Nordic mythology for some ideas.
Good idea.
My suggestion is since we didn't have the daughter, and the daughter's name that we were going to pick was Annika. We always liked that name.
Awesome.
That's a nice name.
Awesome.
Hey, who the fuck let Will in here, anyways?
Not me. He probably just guessed the URL. He probably just guessed it.
Did you guys see Granny's stream? It was a bit of a trash fire, a little bit.
No.
You guys should all go back. You should all go back and go check it out as you all probably always do.
Yep, sure do.
Was it as dumpster fire as the one that you, me, and Genesis were a part of?
No, that was 2 hours of abuse. We were just being yelled at for 2 hours.
I saw most of it. I did drop out, so I didn't see the last half hour.
You know what? It's just shocking. Sometimes the younger generation forgets history, and so when I hear someone say something that's a Fox News talking point, it takes me off my guard. I'm pro-black. I'm sorry. I'm from America.
Don't be sorry.
I'm pro-black people. So, like, when I hear people say certain things, I'm like, we need to teach a history class.
And you didn't activate the black signal to summon me.
Cynthia McDonald was there, and Robert Reed were there as well.
They're my peoples. Oh, y'all left me out the cookout.
I'll tell you. This kid,
Mikey, don't worry about it. They made their potato salad with Hellman's.
He got roasted. Almonds are so gross. Yikes.
Well, I think to some degree he did get talked on a bit there because, I understand why, but he did have some basic points that were valid.
I agree, but the second he said he was 28, everybody was like, oh, we all pulled the age card. Like, nope, you have no experience. And I'm not saying that he doesn't, but like I have experience with certain agencies that have given me bad views towards them. I don't say all police are bad. I've just had in LA, we stay away from the sheriffs. The LAPD, they'll help you. The sheriffs they'll leave you on the highway.
I was kind of laughing at that in the side chat because I know I'm older than everyone who was on the panel.
Well, when he said 28, we were all like, "Okay, you're dismissed." It's sad. It's just sad. But so I feel like
at
I'm
the
gonna.
same time, there are 28-year-olds out there that have had 78 years worth of experience in their life based on what they've gone through.
Exactly, and I try to have objectivity because I want to hear what other people have to say, but I'm biased when it comes to race in America. So I'm gonna have my view. I'm biased.
Yeah, of course.
But I have never made that a secret. I've never made, and I have a different view than other people from different areas. But I just think people shouldn't get shot by the cops for any reason. How about that?
Well,
if you're being detained, if you pull a gun on a cop, then that's on you.
about to shoot him, then yeah, of course.
You have the right to. I think everybody has the right to defend themselves, but at a traffic stop, I don't know.
I don't know why Buddy needs an AR-15 when he goes into Wendy's, though.
They tried that in California. It got shut down so fast. They had open carry for like 6 months, and then we voted no, get these wackos out of. I just want to go to Starbucks. I don't care if you want to carry. You're so insecure. You need a giant gun. I'm here for
open carry in California was canned because the Black Panthers.
Usually a sign of something else, anyways, right? So,
well, the NRA tried to bring it back 2010-ish, and it got shut down. It got shut right down.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody is correct in that the original canning of open carry was a racist.
I said that this week. It's because black people went into the California Capitol with
oh yeah, Black Panther.
The Panthers are right. Yep. The Panthers are going down the street with AKs like, yeah, what's good? And they're like, you know what? Maybe gun control is a thing. I've changed my mind.
Yeah. White bunch of white people didn't want gun control until black people had guns. Imagine that.
I'm a firm believer. If someone's doing a crime, they should go to jail.
Of course,
that's
a bunch of white people showing up with automatic weapons at capitals all across the country didn't get anything done.
That's what I'm saying. And when I hear a young black man not acknowledge that in certain things, I muted myself a couple times because I was like, if you can read lips, you'll know what I was said. Because I was like, you got to be kidding me. But we don't teach history. That's why people are Holocaust deniers. People are like, because for something happened to a certain generation where they don't believe history, they should come to LA. I'll take them to the Fairfax district. There's still people with tattoos on their arms. They're few and far between, I'll take them to the museum.
You don't have to tell me, man.
I know you know. I know you know, Neil. But I
saw a guy today with the SS and the little crook of his thumb there, and I was just like,
oh, good Lord.
Oh, okay.
A lot of it has to do with where they went to school, because how history is taught in different states has really alarmed me. That I am surprised that growing up in the Chicago suburbs in the 70s, I got a better education than a lot of people in a lot of states are getting today.
I didn't know who Fred Hampton was until last year. I mean, that's how bad the education system is.
I get taken back sometimes when people say Fox News talking points, but I'm a lefty. So like I said, my bias shows on certain, I try to be open-minded about everything, but when it comes to certain things, like, stop shooting people and then we'll talk.
I'm right there with you on that one for sure.
Yeah.
And you have your set of ideologies like we all do. So
yeah.
Of course, everything you say is going to be biased to that set of ideologies, but yeah, being open to even opposing data is still a good idea.
Yeah,
good. That's again how we learn and grow, and we can therefore know, okay, that's something else I need to weed out of my fucking ideology, right? So, so that's just the way to do it. Even it can be painful sometimes to do it, but that's how it goes.
But in the end, how dare you be a lefty and actually care about people?
That's what see these fucking idiots are told they have no idea what liberal people actually are.
I take
they see all the extreme
and an authoritarian asshole.
Of course you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like you can be a conservative, fucking right-wing, even Republican, and be an atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And care about people.
And care about people.
I'd need an example for that last one.
And you can be a cute little kitty who doesn't want to know how to get out of people's laps.
There are conservative groups out there that are fighting to raise taxes to have more effective social programs run through the government.
Yep.
So
Yeah, Mikey, I got mine sleeping against my leg here, too.
He knows he's not supposed to be in here, and he broke the door open. Little cat burglar. Okay.
Oh.
Goodbye. Bye,
Wait. How is there some place a cat's not supposed to be?
I have black pants and a black shirt on, and he sheds like the Dickens. So here, exactly, this exact spot is where he's not supposed to be. I'm coated.
Purple.
Yeah,
There's a Twitter account you will love, and it's called "Cats Where They're Not Supposed to Be."
Yep, I'm following that one.
Me too. It's awesome.
Oh, another good Twitter follow is Bodega Cats. That is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Because unless you've been to a bodega, you don't really like. There's just a cat in like big cities. There's just like the little bodega, which is like half restaurant, not restaurant, but like short order cook, groceries, cigarettes. It's like a one-stop shop for everything. And they just have a fucking cat living there, and it's to take care of the mice because it's fucking New York or Chicago or LA or whatever. Man, them cats be sitting in the bread, laying on the marshmallow peeps. Right in the middle of the floor, so everybody has to go around them. Like, they don't give a fuck. They live there.
I've joked that in Minnesota, it's a state law that every used bookstore has to have a resident cat.
There you go.
I was about to say, LA doesn't have... Yeah, it's Rat City here, just like New York. I can't even talk. It is.
There's a message on all the elevators in the building that I live in right now. They got a team coming in to look at our rat infestation. I haven't seen one, but mind you, I live on the second floor. And a lot of people that have been catching the mice and rats around here are all down on the first floor. Very rarely do they go up. So they're coming in here to the underground, and they're going to set new traps up and try and catch all these little buggers. But we live by the river, and rats, you can see them running around in the rocks.
Oh, those rats are dangerous.
Oh, the ditch rats here are over a foot long. They're like food of the gods size, okay?
When I lived in Portland, I thought people were just telling fairy tales, and I'm like, yeah, I'm from LA. I saw a puppy-sized rat in downtown Portland.
They're huge.
It was wrong. I was like, why do you exist, bro? It was wrong.
Muskrats are huge. I thought one was a beaver once. That's how fucking big they are.
Yeah.
Anyway,
muskrats down here.
Should we do a round of now that we've been shooting the shit for an hour? Is it time for Around the Horn? Because I got a question. So.
Oh, you got one?
I got a question.
Did you know that McDonald's is Justin Timberlake?
No, it's not.
Oh, really?
There we go. Since we were talking about planetary things and aliens and stuff like that, if you could visit anywhere in the galaxy, or possibly another galaxy, or possibly another dimension, where would you go and why? And we'll start, of course, with the guest of honor.
Oh, of course. I was just thinking, how would I know?
I guess you got to go there, Neil. You got to go there. You asked the question. You got to go. You got to go in the round.
How would I know where to go? That's the thing. And,
okay, here's the thing.
I can think of a great place I'd want to be, but I don't know if that place exists.
Well, I mean, you've seen shows all about Mars and Venus and Saturn and stuff like that.
Okay, so
you've seen shows about exoplanets being discovered. Maybe, would you like to check out one of those exoplanets to see if it was habitable, that kind of thing? So
I can use anything out of, say, science fiction.
Well, I try to keep it in reality, but sure.
I was thinking about some of the planets on Star Trek or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember Larry Niven's Ringworld series?
I've heard of it, but I have not.
I think I would like to go to Ringworld.
Ooh, one of the Halo rings? That would be dope.
Yeah. So one of the I think that would be cool. A big giant artificial planet that was built as a ring around the sun by some alien race that no longer exists.
Like a Dyson sphere.
Yeah. Dyson sphere
couldn't afford the whole sphere, only got the ring.
Yeah.
COVID, economy,
The issue with... Go ahead.
I was thinking because it was such a vast, huge amount of land, I could spend my entire life and go to a different place every single day and still.
Oh my God, road trip!
Not cover everything, right? It'd be the ultimate road trip, being on Ringworld. Exactly.
How big is the Earth's orbit?
Well,
that would be the size of the whole planet.
Or 93 million miles.
That's the size of the whole planet. Can you
From the sun.
That? Right.
No. I'm talking about like around, like the circle that it makes around.
That's what a Ringworld was.
Yeah.
It was the whole orbit, but it was an artificial world that was surrounded as a ring.
Give or take about 100,000 miles diameter.
Yeah, I could live there forever and never be in the same place ever in 2 days. It'd be awesome. It'd be an amazing learning experience.
It'd be different every day for the rest of your life.
Yeah, amazing, right?
A ring world, ring worlds like they are in Stellaris are really cool.
I love that.
Now, somebody mentioned earlier about a Dyson sphere. You'd have to reach a level of technological advancement in order to get materials from all of, because you could strip your entire world of all of its materials and still not have nearly enough to build a Dyson sphere. So you'd have to literally go out and capture comets asteroids and shit and use the materials there, because there's not even close to being enough material here on this planet anyways.
It would take more energy and more material to build a shell around a star than is then you would.
But you wouldn't have to build it. You wouldn't have to, like the Star Trek one. You wouldn't have to do that. You could do strips, more like
okay.
Yeah, Isaac Arthur
like a lattice.
Talked about building.
Yeah, it was ring was just one like the ring around Saturn, just one artificial ring around the sun. So,
that Isaac Arthur basically said that if you could mine all the asteroids in the asteroid belt and the couple of rocky planets, that you actually could have enough material to build it.
Yeah, but you'd have to be able to do that first.
Yeah, you have to be able to mine the entire asteroid belt first.
And probably the Oort cloud.
so I did some number crunching. Kelley, you would need 1,168,000 oil changes on your road trip, because the circumference of Earth's orbit is 584 million miles. So you'd have to get 1.2 million oil changes on your trip around.
Well, you change the oil every 10,000 miles.
I'm starting to get more confidence in that IMDb again.
I mean, 10,000 makes it better. You're only going to do 500,000 oil changes.
That's one of my favorite Calvin and Hobbes cartoons, is when they go to Mars and they go up to Viking and they go in the camera. Like, that'll blow the socks off over.
There's some great ones when it first got there, when they saw the little black and white ones of the window, and then in some of them you see Marvin the Martian standing there with the gun at him. And there's some great ones there.
Bryce Aroni makes a good point.
What's that?
Bryce Aroni in the side chat made a good point that the Dyson sphere wouldn't work because you wouldn't have day or night if there was no rotation.
And I always thought,
they would have to have like a second shell inside it to rotate at a different speed so that it blocked the sun for half of the day to give you a night.
Just program it.
No, that'd be, yeah. Or you know what? I'll save that for my answer. Never mind. All right, Grant, you're up.
Anywhere in the universe?
Anyway, it could be real or fictional. It doesn't matter.
If
you could visit a world, which one would it be?
Austin, Texas.
Obtainable goals. I respect that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There are too many weird and hostile aliens there.
It'd be interesting to check out, though.
Thank you, by the way, Corey Springer, for the super chat. Did you guys even read that? You didn't even read that, didn't you? Yeah, I saw. I said thanks to Bryce earlier.
I saw it.
Yeah, we thought that's what made me bring up the Calvin and Hobbes.
Especially since he had the Minnesota emblem on it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Minnesota's great, but check out Texas would be fun.
Austin is a good time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've been there. I know this firsthand.
Yeah, I've heard stories about it.
All right, let's do like a circle, because we're going around the horn. So let's hit Swede next and see what Swede has to say.
Well, if we can do multi-dimensional, the multiverse, I'm going to go visit the version of me that doesn't randomly think of embarrassing things I've done in the past. And slap the shit out of him for being able to do that.
Apparently, I have a parallel universe right over here.
Second great option would be to be able to fly through the pillars of creation.
Awesome.
Oh, stop calling it creation.
That's what its name is.
I know.
So, quick science question: would our eyeballs be able to see the color spectrum as you went through it?
You can see whatever of the color spectrum you see right now.
You'd have to be going fucking crazy fast to go through it, because you could be going at the speed of light and still looking at the same thing for fucking 100 years. It's ginormous.
It's just a stoner question.
Yeah, that's cool. I thought we were going to transition into some fucking, some fucking measure of a man. Well, why doesn't everyone have Jordy's visor?
Yes, my first response is to find the version of me that does not randomly get embarrassed by things I've done in the past.
There you go. You know, that
backhand that fucker into next week.
That version of you could be you, Sweet. All you need is a hug.
My version of the afterlife is there's infinite universes, and when you die, you just go to the next one.
Transfer to the next one. Yeah, interesting. I like it.
Now serving number 4.
All right, Randolph wants to change his answer to Jenna's closet.
All right, so we'll go down to Will.
All right. Yeah. So, serious answer. If we're in a FTL ship, I would love to go to the Little Dipper and Cassiopeia, because that's what I always look at with my telescope. And now I've literally told you where I live, if you're smart enough to figure it out. But I've graduated from like a small telescope to a bigger one, so I get down. And there's a binary star, really boring, in the Little Dipper. In the bottom of the handle, there's just a planet.
Wow,
it's just one. And my Star Trek answer is Risa.
Yeah, of course.
Where else would I go? Where else would I? And I would never wear clothes again, and I'd be mayor within a week.
What, you wouldn't go to Starpoint Station and save the alien life form?
That too. See, but if I had knowledge,
to read with us,
the temporal accords and everything, I would go full Kirk, though. I wouldn't care about the temporal accords.
Yeah, why?
So Risa.
Just wipe your butt with that temple.
That's one of my favorite lines in Deep Space Nine, when Cisco goes back in the past, and like at the end of the episode, they're reprimanding him, and they're like, "We don't even want to talk about Kirk." Because in the original series, they did nothing but screw with the timeline in the original series, Awesome. I still love those old episodes.
Me too.
Still.
Close to my heart, man. My mom told me, I don't remember this, of course, but my mom told me that when I was about 3 years old, when Star Trek first started coming on TV in '69, she would put me in front of the TV, and I would be glued to it for the entire time.
Yeah. The really cool connection I had with Star Trek is that my dad kept on saying there was only 2 seasons, and I had to explain to him he was in Nam during the 3rd one. So we got to watch all of the episodes, and they were brand new to him because he was
That's awesome.
He was deployed off and on for over 20-something years, but he had missed them, and he's like, "Oh crud!" So it was an amazing experience because he had never seen them before.
Actually, an interesting bit on that. In the intro, they say their 5-year mission, and Gene Roddenberry had actually planned on it being 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was canceled after the 3rd, but the Star Trek animated series produced by Hanna-Barbera, most of those episodes were based on scripts that Roddenberry had done skeleton drafts of for the original show.
Oh, that's awesome! Oh, I love lore like that.
But like
picture the conversation about, oh, you don't want me to mess with the timeline? What about those humpback whales, fucker?
Exactly. Still a great movie. If you haven't seen it, that is a time capsule of 1980s San Francisco. Great movie.
I like Jenna. Jenna, you didn't see my earlier post about being mature, did you? Because I had I can't remember what the fuck it is, but
she probably dropped whatever she was eating that was gluten free. She's like,
oh. You gonna come on the stream and throw rocks today?
Yes.
Heck yeah, native atheist. Con. Another one of the greatest movies of all time.
That's it. Here you go.
Little cat, get out of here! Damn it! Go, come on.
Which one do you rate higher, 4 or 2?
Oh, 2. I'm biased. 2, and I like Undiscovered Country because there's a line when Kirk looks at Chancellor Gorkon and he's like, one of the hardest thing about living in the new world is the fact that we have to be in it. So they're basically saying times have changed, but we're still old like war hawks, I loved that movie. I'm a Star Trek geek.
That's what I was talking about. On a scale of 1 to 10, rate your maturity.
Yeah.
There's an old Vulcan proverb: only Nixon can go to China.
I love that movie. I absolutely.
Wow, the Vulcans have really studied our history.
They were monitoring us the whole time,
Gone!
I consider Undiscovered Country number 5 because number 5 never actually happened.
we don't talk about the
odd numbered ones.
The odd numbers. Thank you.
Yeah, Cybok was a stretch. Cybok, but it was from the standpoint of cinematography, it was a cool movie, but
The Search for Spock wasn't a bad one. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't like bad.
Search for Spock's good, but in 5 they have that line where the entity is like, "Who are you?" And Kirk's like, "Aren't you God? Aren't you supposed to know that?"
Yeah.
I've used that in apologetics with people. Like, aren't you supposed to know that?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Star Trek movies, but the motion pictures, they called them at those times. But I do think they focused a lot on death, probably a lot more than they needed to.
Well, number 2 was definitely the best, just because it tied directly back to the original series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it was good. There's good chemistry with the actors there too.
This is old.
That's
This is from like 93 is when I got this.
I recognize that.
It's Next Generation class.
Yeah.
All right, that's like one thing I don't have. Wow.
I always thought it funny when they had machine gun shaped phasers. Because they just shoot out the same laser beam.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Always to have.
So now we need to know where Purple's going to go. Where are you going in the universe, Purple?
Oh,
Neil, you should take the tricorder with you when you ever encounter an anti-masker. Bring it up and just measure them and say, "Oh, you're in trouble."
It was nice knowing you. Yeah, I guess we're on to Purple now.
Well,
I liked your answers, by the way, Will.
Oh, thank you.
yeah, for the serious answer, I think the main thing would be wherever there's a world that has sentient life that doesn't want to kill me.
That's a good answer.
That is a good answer.
Absolutely.
Because actually trying to communicate with a totally alien life form would be the biggest thing.
Yes.
And we're always under the illusion that they speak English. Because
Mind you, we're not very good about talking
Star Trek
yet.
Yeah, but all they need is the babelfish or babblefish or whatever they call it. You stick it in your ear and you know everything, right?
Yeah.
Everybody speaks Galactic Basic.
Is that a Minecraft or some kind of reference to some video games, isn't it?
Oh, fucking Bryce just trying to make me fucking jealous. So does my
internet. That's the intergalactic language of Star Wars.
Oh, okay. It's something else then. Yeah, Bryce. It's pretty dumb.
Yeah. In a couple of episodes of Doctor Who, they mentioned that about everybody speaking a Pidgin Galaxian. That was like back in the Tom Baker era.
My cat was broken. I had to fix it.
Your cat was broken.
You must
You
have
didn't get
got
your cat fixed?
he must have got a used cat.
Yeah, the mileage on them is,
Did you have the proper tools, like the left-handed cat wrench?
I actually have this little it looks like a little cat, but it has like a display face, and there's like a laser pointer in it. And he's bored because it shoots a laser on the wall, and they go and they go crazy and they love it. I haven't plugged it in for like 2 weeks. I'm like, why does he have so much energy? You haven't played yet. Okay, let me plug in your video game for you. And then he's playing Kill the Wall right now, so he'll leave me alone.
Yeah, Sammy's been after me because he's been suffering from boring human syndrome for the past week.
It's tragic, really.
So, okay. All right. Where'd Randolph go?
I'll read his answer.
Well, he's still there, but he's muted.
Why does he always go when it's his fucking turn?
Who does the good Randolph impersonation?
I don't know.
Yo, Neil, come on. You know you got one. I saw that gear turn.
I don't know. I could do Randolph doing Hank Hill. Is that where? Ew, Randolph did Hank Hill?
Oh my!
All right,
No.
sassy bastard.
That sounds like blasphemy.
Yeah. All right, Randolph, you're back just in time because it's your turn.
Yeah, I've got family stuff. That's why. So, I'm going to go with a fictional world that I have in mind. I've been writing a science fiction story for a few decades, and one of the planets in this story, which is not one of the main features of the story, but there's quite a lot of detail I put into it. It's a particularly large planet called Ulanoth that has 778 continents, has 313 moons. The societies on there have technological advancement of over 2 million years. The space travel stuff they've got mastered. There's multiple species living on there. They don't have money. They did away with it a long time ago. It's a very wonderful place.
I don't want to go there then.
Yeah, it's a great place to live. Within the first 100,000 years, I'm talking Earth years translation here. They converted. They discovered that stupidity is a virus and came up with a solution for it. And then there was a comedian in the history that I've written. A comedian called them stupid pills, and the name stuck. And for the rest of the history, they always refer to them as stupid pills, and they cure stupidity. So there's little things like that in there. But they've got mass transportation on this planet that can traverse. It can go all the way around the equator in about 30 minutes. It is stupid fast. It goes in a giant tube. Yeah. Anyway, technology is massively advanced on this. That's where I'd like to go.
So it almost sounds like Gallifrey.
Gallifrey, I'm not familiar
without all the multiple species living there, because Gallifreyans were quite, what shall we say, hoity-toity. So
Gallifrey is the Time Lord of Doctor Who race.
Doctor Who.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Doctor Who. I remember seeing the Tom Baker series when I was a kid.
What?
My dad
Blasphemy.
My dad loved the series.
Blasphemy.
I just could not get into it. I tried, but I found it kind of
Yeah, Randolph, that's bad.
Randolph, I'm
their
going to
side.
suggest one thing to you. Start with the Ninth Doctor and try to get back into it. If you can't get into it with David Tennant, it's not going to work.
Actually, the David Tennant ones were, I think, probably the best of all the different series I've seen. But I still find the show kind of like, I guess what it is for me is I don't find time travel in science fiction to be particularly interesting because I don't like the paradoxes that come up. So,
hold on.
There are several episodes that deal with that.
Where am I now?
Yeah, exactly. You know, the paradoxes in time travel, the ones that have been proposed, they aren't really a thing, right? Like you can't. You can go back in time and kill your grandfather, but still, you're still going to be.
Okay, so there's a fixed timeline. In a fixed timeline, when the party travels back in time, the future they left, they can not be changed at all, and it's a fixed point. That's a fixed timeline. A dynamic timeline is when you can alter events from the past and make impacts on that. A multiverse is the concept of a multiverse supports alternative timelines. Sorry, I'm reading my notes.
Parallel world.
Yeah, man, like alternative
you just start
timelines.
You do new timelines. Yeah.
And these are Hollywood. These are my Hollywood movie notes. That's like they're loosely based on Star Trek physics.
Actually, my second novel attempt was based on a group of time travelers. But even using the parallel time streams, you still run into a lot of sticky problems.
So I want to say I have a lot of respect for these long-running science fiction series, and I do think Doctor Who is a great series. It's just not something that appeals to me. So I have nothing bad to say about it. I'll leave you with that. At least.
I agree with Zach. I'm emotionally attached to Doctor Who as well.
One of my favorite writing prompts ever on Reddit was the one where it's like you travel back in time and you got Hitler in your sights. You're ready to pull the trigger, and somebody taps you on the shoulder saying, "Dude, we've tried this before. What happens if you do this is worse."
That is awesome, by the way.
That was the explanation I used in my novel when somebody asked that, was that Hitler is what you got because we eliminated the guy before him.
So the TARDIS is an interesting concept. Like that part of Doctor Who I thought was very interesting. And I wondered, because the Ark holds so many more animals than the size could fit, and it was made of gopher wood, I wonder maybe the TARDIS was constructed of gopher wood as well.
Oh, don't Bible up Doctor Who.
Maybe Noah's Ark was actually a Time Lord's TARDIS.
I've got an explanation for that, I tell you. Doctor Who, whoever went back in time and left some gopher wood on the planet, and the Bible stole it from Doctor Who.
Now, you see, Doctor Who's TARDIS was broken. The TARDIS is supposed to assume a shape that fits in with wherever it lands. So maybe a Time Lord landed in biblical times, and the TARDIS shifted into the shape of a huge boat.
Which is hilarious because the Doctor's TARDIS got stuck on the police box because it broke.
That's right.
Which is why it's always a police box.
Screwdriver to fix it.
The what do you call it? The disguise mechanism broke.
The chameleon circuit.
The rest of it works.
Yeah,
that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word.
They couldn't have a screwdriver to fix it.
His nemesis, the Master, had a working one, so every time he landed, his would change into something that fit the surroundings.
And in the new one, they've left like 2 or 3 just laying around Earth, and they did that on purpose,
So this is news to me. This is news to me about the TARDIS being broken in that way. So why they have this magic screwdriver that can fix anything? Couldn't they use that to fix the
sonic screwdriver?
So the doctor, when the Doctor stole the TARDIS was old already.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second part is the reason it makes that distinctive sound is because he broke the parking brake and it's always on, so he's driving with the parking brake on. So that's the distinctive sound whenever it lands.
Well, that's the reason he was able to get the one he did was it basically had been turned in to be decommissioned because it was too old to be repaired.
Exactly.
It's a stolen vehicle, so that's an ongoing joyride.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that concept. Because when he finally talks to the TARDIS, the TARDIS looks at the Doctor and is like, "You stole me. I stole you."
Yeah.
That's such a good episode.
That
is a really good episode.
That's Matt Smith, right?
Yes.
That was the to me, that was the one good Matt Smith episode. But yeah, I love that episode. Neil Gaiman too wrote that, as I recall.
That's right. Yep.
Oh,
yes.
And I liked Matt Smith, man.
Matt Smith was awesome.
I
thought was a victim of bad writing in a lot of them.
I thought Matt Smith was trying to beat young David Tennant too hard. That's what I thought.
Another tie-in that a lot of people don't know about is that Douglas Adams worked as a script editor on some of the Doctor Who's.
Yeah, early
That
ones.
does not surprise me.
Yeah, so if you read his other book, Dirk Gentry's Holistic Detective Agency, there's a thing in there about a couch stuck on a stairway because the movers swear there was another door there when they tried to get it in and the door disappeared.
Which is
So really quick.
That's connected because in a later episode of Doctor Who, it shows up that this college professor is actually another Time Lord. And that was his TARDIS parked there. That was why their door was there and then left.
Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't they reference that in one of the newer episodes of Doctor Who too?
They constantly reference it.
The older episodes. Reference it, and it's sort of like a lost episode from the Tom Baker episodes that Douglas Adams wrote, and they have filmed it, but they never finished it. And you can actually find the whole episode with people reading the script from the parts that they didn't film. I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's a pretty good one actually.
Yeah,
and
it's one of the Capaldi ones, I think, where they reference
Douglas Adams also wrote one of the Tom Baker episodes from the Keys of Time. He wrote the one with the pirate planet.
Oh, that's such a good episode.
Yeah, right. Mr. Fidgety. Yeah, that one. Douglas Adams wrote
Randolph,
that
if you want to watch a series with Tom Baker, the Scarrow series has nothing to do with time travel. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It is a pure morality play almost.
Yep.
And it gets into, I know something bad is going to happen, yet I won't do anything to stop it, or will I? And it's probably one of the better ones. But it gets into the whole, what should I do? Should I stop something I know that's terrible is going to happen or not?
Mm-hmm. My doctor was John Pertwee. He was the first doctor I ever watched. So I
loved him too.
Yeah, I there's a soft spot in my heart for Pertwee because he was my first doctor. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm biased towards Tom Baker because that was my first doctor. But I had a total man crush on David Tennant. Still do. He's still an awesome human being.
Doesn't everybody though?
But that was my whole point. Like Matt Smith was basically showing up after Elvis. Like no one wants to play after Elvis, you know. And so he couldn't for the first up until the Pandorica episode. I was like this every episode. Like I'm just watching it because Doctor Who's on the title. And then when the Pandorica episode, I was like, all right, you're the Doctor. Okay, all right. And with Peter Capaldi, the Christmas episode, the last one with when they had the first Doctor and Peter Capaldi, at the end, I cried like a baby at the end of that episode. That was such a well-written episode. It's just I can't even watch
a lot
the last
of the Capaldi ones were well-written. Just nobody seemed to like Peter.
Hello, sweetie.
River.
That one.
Does anybody
that episode cut me right here?
Does anybody? Does anybody feel like we're in that part of the new series that was the Sylvester McCoy era of the old series? Because that's the way I kind of feel right now. Where the BBC has just given up on it, and you know,
I love Jodie. I love her.
I do. I love her too, but I just feel like the BBC has given up on the show. They just don't care about it anymore. They're trying to kill it, just like they were doing during the Sylvester McCoy period. You know, I hate to say that because I am a huge Doctor Who fan, and I hate to see it go bad, but I just feel like we're in that Sylvester McCoy era of the second series, and I'm saddened by it. I really am.
Was it the last episode that killed it for you?
It's
the one with multi-doctors?
I kind of seen it starting to go downhill during Capaldi, and I love Capaldi. I thought he was a great doctor. I really did.
Absolutely.
But a lot of the writing was just
the sonic screwdriver was his sunglasses. How cool is that?
I thought that was so. I loved that. I love Peter Capaldi. I'm biased.
I did. I loved him. I really loved him.
I haven't seen most of the new ones. I pretty much just know the old series from Pert Weedle, Sylvester McCoy.
Well, people were kind of mad because they say it's woke, but like I said this 2 years ago, you need to go back and watch the other episodes. They're just as woke. They just speak on to a different time.
Yeah,
right.
You know,
a lot of them are black and white.
I mean, if you want something woke, the original Star Trek.
Exactly.
The last episode with Joe Grant had a guy who was studying mushrooms, for crying out loud.
The best part I still think is still
the best.
If you were me. Oh, if you were me.
Cry. I mean, I was like ugly cry, swollen face. That makes me cry every time too.
Maybe I could be a curator.
The great curator.
The great curator.
That's another one.
Yeah, that did bring a tear to the eye.
I wonder if no, it's probably pretty late over there, but I know another huge Who fan, and she would probably love to be in this conversation right now. And I'm talking about Shannon Q.
Where is?
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to bring that up with her when I interview her next week.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna chat with her?
Yeah. I'm gonna interview her next week. So yeah,
she's a gem. She's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, I said that because you're a rock guy, right? So
I see what you did there.
I see what you did there.
Was I crystal clear enough? Sorry.
One
You really put me between a rock and a hard place.
Still in the box. This is from San Diego Comic-Con. I can't even remember what year because I used to go every year and then COVID happened. But this is actually it's a TARDIS. It's supposed to be a bobblehead, but it's a TARDIS, and it's supposed to be the first Doctor.
Cool.
And I got it from Comic-Con.
Cool.
I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but Lego is doing a TARDIS in their Ultimate Collector series.
Yep, it's coming out this 2022.
It looks like it's going to stand close to a foot tall.
No, bigger. I thought it was going to be almost 2 feet tall.
Okay, I've just seen some pictures without much.
When they make one 8 feet tall, I want one.
because I'm a total geek, I have this too.
Oh, the Doctor Who.
Nice.
Man, I should have grabbed it when it was available. Actually, you can still get it online.
And you get Matt
Angel.
Smith and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you can get any of them you want on Bricklink if you're willing to pay for them.
This is the only one.
That said, it'd be like $250 right now.
This is the only one I haven't let my kid open. I've sacrificed everything else. That's why it's in this room. That seriously is why it's in this room.
Wait, no.
I'm guarding it.
How can you do that? How can you have a toy and not open it and play with it? That is its purpose.
We spent I think an hour and a half, 2 hours building the Avenger Tower. He'll be okay. I bought him everything. I bought
all the other ones.
Seriously,
just to avoid this.
And this is one of the last things I still have in the box because my kid opened up a bunch, so I still have Londo Malari in the box.
Oh no way! The Past 5? No fucking way!
This is the last one I have. I used to have a whole collection.
Will is my new best friend.
I'm a sci-fi geek, dude. When it comes to like 70s, 80s, and 90s sci-fi, I'm total geek. Total geek when it comes to that.
Why don't we hang out more?
I used to go to Comic-Con and then COVID happened, and now I'm scared of people in general.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Neil, can you kick tons of mice out for his latest comment? I'm a big Who fan comment.
This is why we pay him. I mean, keep him around.
You should probably look into that.
Jenna's getting sassy again.
I have all kinds of stuff. I have the Enterprise from First Contact in here. All kinds of stuff.
I do too. I have the First Contact, one that all the pieces fly off of it.
Yeah, and I'm missing a piece still because I let my kid play with it. See, learn a lesson.
I have the original one that came out back in '93, and then I got the First Contact Enterprise as well. I also have the Romulan. Yeah, that's the one with all the scorch marks on it and shit. Yeah, I have the same one, exact same one.
So when I meet someone and I say, "Hey, you want to come in my pleasure room?" I'm really like, "Hey, you want to see my starship?"
You just say, "Okay, go wash your hands and put these rubber gloves on. You're not gonna touch this with your fucking dirty human hands."
You know, I let my kid play with it, and like he lost this piece. It's somewhere in this house, or it's like, you know, it's somewhere. I'll find it. I will.
You can't move until you find it. Like you're stuck there until you find it.
I don't know what happened to him because I left a bunch of stuff in my mom's attic when I went out of state, and somebody got to my toy collection. But no. I had bought a whole bunch of the AMT models of the original Enterprise, and I went through the Enterprise, through the Star Trek technical manual, and I rebuilt them to all the different ships in the technical manual.
Nice. Actually, speaking of toys that you had once, oh wait, I guess I should pull that up. Oh okay. These are toys that you had once too.
Oh,
yes.
So this is
the Lego mini, the Wizard of Oz minifigs.
Fuck yeah! I got these from Purple. I guess it was a prize. Yeah, it was a prize for something.
Yeah, it was one of the thank you gifts for helping with my move.
That's right. And I got them, and they're awesome. And I love these.
These are my last ones, and I promise I'll get professional help. But I had the entire collection. Let me see, that's better. And of course, you got Tuvok.
You got Tuvok. He's rational, so you don't need professional help.
He's George Takei's being beamed away. Oh, see him.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I remember.
Oh my.
Oh, where's Odo? Odo's missing, but of course I have Quark. Of course.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, what did Quark do with Odo?
And, you know, I saved the best two for last, but you got to have Worf and Geordi.
Yo, my brother.
Oh, of course, of course.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, Locutus.
Hell yeah.
See, I don't have all my toys here.
I have all the stuff in this room that like I want to still be around years from now. So like my son has, I literally gave him the entire house. I was like, the stuff in here. This is dad. These are daddy's toys. Don't break them. Don't break them.
If I could touch them, because I will break your fingers.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get around to writing a Star Trek fanfic.
Pull your fingernails out. Oh, you're gonna do that?
Well,
is it going to be naughty fanfic, or is it going to be fanfic?
There was a serious scene that I thought they should have had somewhere in the Next Generation DS9 series that they never took advantage of.
What's that?
I just wanted to see a scene with the grandson of Harry Mudd negotiating with the Ferengi.
Oh,
that would have been a good one. That
would have been pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Instead, we get Thomas Riker stealing. I'm going to Stovacor for that one. Oh, the Defiant. He stole the Defiant. Great episode, actually. I still think Thomas Riker.
Okay, were we okay? So Randolph. So I guess Mikey.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're still doing Around the Horn, right?
I don't know if anyone had any questions about what I said, but I guess I covered some of the highlights.
Nobody cares, Randolph.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding.
It was just a question if Randolph had a serious answer, aside from the fictional world.
No problem, Max.
I go with the same one you had, that go to somewhere where the sentient life intelligent doesn't want to kill me. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good
Lucky
idea.
X.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Oh no, you got him with the
Utah Outcast.
Sunset Heart Hands.
As far as the spacefaring world coming here to eat us, I have to question, though, if that would even be possible, if the biochemistry would even be compatible if they evolved on another planet.
Yeah, we're gross. If they want to eat us as human beings, we're gross.
Well, we might find it being toxic,
Yeah,
odds are they're probably carbon-based.
Very sour.
They're probably carbon-based because that's the easiest way to make stuff. So the likelihood of them being carbon-based is higher. They could be silicon-based, but they'd be very slow rock people.
One of my favorite fucking T-shirts. Mikey, give me the big screen.
Big spring coming up.
Oh my God, it's R2-D2.
Oh, Sloth Girl would so buy that.
You trying to make somebody short circuit? What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
Every sci-fi nerd everywhere right now is going.
Destroy.
I would literally walk by you and be like, never mind.
R2D5 is alive.
C3P25 is alive.
And I'm telling you, people, Wally is Johnny Five's little kid.
It's his son.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'll cry. If you put on Johnny Five right now, I'd cry. I miss those movies. Those were great movies.
Does anyone else remember Flight of... Oh, go ahead.
I put the designation on my shop vac of R2M0, which actually works better if you read it as a Brit, so it's R2M not.
That's great.
Heck yeah.
Does anyone remember Flight of the Navigator?
Of course.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I don't leak. You leak.
Are you kidding me? That was like, I wished I was that kid. I was right of that age. I wished I was that kid.
If
I want to do that.
Yeah, if there's aliens, can I vote for those kind? Like, I would like that alien, please.
Such a good movie.
What about Batteries Not Included with the little tiny spaceship?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Absolutely.
Cute movie.
Interesting movie. Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that.
You never saw Batteries Not Included?
I'm very young.
Oh yeah, it was these two tiny spaceships came to these people in this building that was about to be demolished, but they wound up coming because they had to nest and they had a bunch of babies there.
Yeah, so you have the little baby spaceships. They're fucking hilarious.
That was weird. It's a weird movie premise. Just gonna say that
it's a great show.
It's a great movie. You should go see it.
Absolutely. God, those
were
good.
Batteries Not Included. Was that what it was called? Batteries?
Yeah.
The Last Starfighter, one of actually Bionic Dance's favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
Can I do mine?
Yeah, it's your turn, man. Fire away. Fire away. Sorry.
So, like, are you guys familiar with like tidally locked planets?
Yes.
Where like the relationship between yeah, pretty much.
So the same sideways faces the sun.
Yeah. Right. So if a planet's big enough and it's tidally locked, then you get some very extreme temperature differences and you get like crazy winds. So I want to go like fucking windsurfing on some planet where it's like the size of Jupiter and it's got like these tremendous differences in temperature. You can just fucking windsurf at like Mach 4.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking get wicked on that bitch. Just like the most insane
Spider's
shit.
trying to make me cry now. Yeah, the one that didn't make it. Yeah. Damn you, Spider. I was trying not to shed a tear.
Those old school movies were harsh.
One of the little ones doesn't.
No, actually, the little one that didn't make it, didn't the big black guy manage to revive it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes to later. Yeah.
Just spit on
But yes, that scene is what I'm talking about. I was like, this is me watching that movie when it came out on the edge of my seat. And I'm like, no. And then, of course, later, he brings him back to life,
Exactly.
And I was like, yes! And then I think everyone in the theater pretty much got up and left after that. So. Because they thought I was insane or something.
Well, you didn't have pants on, Neil, and it's just very awkward.
Well, there is that fact too.
They had to make a judgment call.
But my socks were cool.
They should have stayed.
What happened to Randall? Oh, Randall. No, he already answered the question, so he can deke out now if he wants.
Yeah, because of the rate he went through batteries on his game box controller. For Yule, I gave Sloth Girl's son a brick of batteries and just marked it toy not included.
Awesome.
That's great.
Batteries are expensive.
That's a great gift, and now I fight you. You're my damn toy.
Hey, have you been to Walmart lately? Batteries are expensive.
Yes,
bro, I upgraded my whole life. Hold on, I got you.
You know, every time I go to fucking Walmart to get something for my car, like wiper blades or a bulb, like today, like here, I'll show you. I had to fucking replace just a simple fucking bulb for my turn signal. They have every goddamn bulb on the planet in there, but this one.
Yep.
Of course.
And the same thing with my wiper blades. Oh, sure, they've got the 18-inch, but they don't have the fucking 19-inch one.
Oh, you got that big glass.
I have the same problem on my truck. I swear they stopped selling ones for bigger size vehicles.
I can never find the real wiper blade for my car.
Yo, you guys are living in
one off the neighbor.
You guys are living in the past. I Rain-X the shit out of every fucking glass surface on my car.
Problem with Rain-X, Mikey, is it can do damage to your windshield later on.
That sounds like the next owner's problem. I'm trying not to buy these blades.
So as a dinosaur, is it 50-50? Does it really work?
Rain-X?
Yeah.
Rain-X is actually really good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, shit just goes right off.
If I get, the slower you go, the worse it is. But if you're on the highway and you get in torrential down, don't even fucking turn the wipers on.
You know, I always forget that I need windshield wipers until it rains because it rarely rains here. You know, they're like, oh, crap. Then it drives straight to Walmart, like, oh, crap.
He's got his hand out the window, wiping shit away, right?
He just got a scuba mask and his head out the window. Just like, all right.
I'm man enough to admit I had a 1983 VW Rabbit that was so ghetto. I tied a string through the ragtop.
Me too.
And I would pull it.
Yeah. Just to make the wipers go up.
Yep.
And then you have to force them with your hand to put them down.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm man enough to admit I've done that.
Oh, preach it, brother. I've been there.
Oh, you out here testifying.
Yeah. Oh, my. That's fucking funny.
I did lose,
those were the days.
I did lose the motor for my driver's window in my first car, which was a van, during the middle of a torrential fucking summer storm. I was just wanted to roll that bitch up because I used to smoke back then. I went to roll that bitch up. It was like, I was like, oh no. I was just drenched.
I am just so thrilled that my car has the super basic package, that it even has crank windows, because I've dealt with that motor going out on every car I've had that had automatic windows.
Yeah, if I could opt in for a crank, I think I would.
Yeah, there's less to go wrong.
I had a Montero, and I know this is first world problems, but I had a sunroof go out. And,
that's bad.
You know, it sounds fun at first, but not when you're like, winter's coming. I gotta fix this thing right now today. I literally had my feet up against it and had to jam it back in place.
Well, that only applies if you live somewhere that actually has winter.
Well, what we call winter is like, oh, there's a storm coming, so it'll rain for a couple of days. We're like, there's winter.
Where I live, we have just the opposite problem. Summer is August 9th, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
That's it. That's the whole summer.
I like consistency, though. That's good to know.
Yeah, Minnesota gets both of the extremes. In January, we get a solid month that we don't get above 0. And at the end of July, we'll get about a week that it doesn't get below 100.
We have a month here in Canada. Sorry. Well, this is real quick. We have a month here in Canada. You guys don't have in the States. We call it January.
No, we have that here.
Is that like when I lived in Portland, it would rain during the summer? They're like, oh, it's a Portland summer. And I'm like,
January, you know all about it.
Yeah, like it always rains here. I hate this place. It always rains here.
That's why I want to live there, is because the constant rain keeps the allergies out of the air. And I can breathe better.
I honestly, some of the I met some of the most genuine people on earth. Some of the coolest people on earth live in Portland, Oregon. It's a great place. Great place.
It's really fun.
I would go read books on the Willamette River. Like, you don't do that here in California. I fell asleep a couple of times on the Willamette River and still had my shoes when I woke up. That would never happen here. You fall asleep in any park in LA, it's 57. You might wake up in a bathtub with your liver missing or something, man.
You know that there's never actually been an actual case of that reported?
Of what?
Of somebody waking up in a bathtub with an organ missing?
That's because they
There's
don't
never
survive, man.
ever been.
They don't survive.
That's just a great way to scare kids from Southern California to go to TJ.
Yeah, right.
Because their drinking age is 16. And the Border Patrols know it, because what are a bunch of 16-year-olds crossing the border for, you know?
Will, drinking age? Come, I was drinking at fucking 14, for crying out loud.
Oh, I was
spinning around on the ottoman throwing up. Like, what?
When I was a kid, it was like a rite of passage. And I'm not even saying this to be funny. They give you roofies at certain bars where you're like, oh, I can't taste this drink. I'm drinking all night. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, I think I'm dead. As you're like still spinning around because you'd never had so much alcohol in your life.
Yeah,
TJ, it was crazy back in the day. It was crazy.
I think we've spoken about this before, where we're just really thankful that the toilet bowl is really cold when you
exactly. I wouldn't let I think about all the crazy stuff I did. Like, I'm just glad phones have GPSs on them, because I was a liar. I would look at my cousin would tell his mom, he was going to my house. I'd tell my mom I was going to my cousin's house. We'd go to Mexico. Like crazy people, because we had gas money.
It's just a good thing we didn't have camera and movie phones back in those days.
Oh, still to this day, I say I don't believe in self-indictments. I would have gotten so much trouble back then.
Right? Like some of the shit we did back those days, like in the 80s and shit. Oh my God.
Well, that's what got most of the people from the January 6th insurrection, was they went and posted their shit on social media.
Yep.
I still to this day laugh when people get busted and they're like, but there's really consequences. Like, yes, you were dumb enough to walk in there with an iPhone. You got pinged and you're going to jail.
That's right. Your actions have consequences, no matter where you go.
I just read another story the other day on Twitter, and there was some couple complaining about getting busted, and I'm like, you idiots were there taking selfies. What do you expect?
Very simple rule. If you're going to commit a crime, do not bring your cell phone with you.
Right.
Because
everyone else has one, so they'll be able to record you doing it.
So,
they will.
I mean, they can track your cell phone to find out where you were at the particular time the crime was committed. So the best thing to do is to put your cell phone in someone else's car, so it's moving at the time, but not in the area where the crime is committed.
It's brilliant. Yeah, but what about the new COVID 5G thing that they put in you when you get the shots, right? And they'll be able to follow
you're screwed. Yeah.
Purple.
Damn that Bill Gates.
2 words: burner phone. Someone
just said 3 times.
The thing you do after you put your phone into someone else's car, take their phone with you while you do the crime.
That's And by the way, your movie phone is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Seinfeld.
Oh my goodness.
When Cosmo does the movie phone.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God. It's so funny.
When I was younger, that was family night. We'd come together and we watch Seinfeld. Then in the older days, we watched SmackDown after Seinfeld. Those are the good old days.
SmackDown. Love me some SmackDown.
Thursday nights, man.
Seinfeld. It was on every night, and I watched it once in a while, but there was absolutely nothing in there I could identify with.
It's a show about nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
the locator can be turned on remotely, so don't forget that.
I've actually seen them do it in a missing person case for someone who had special needs.
They can turn the microphone on remotely too, even if it's powered up.
And I saw it to the point where your local police have the technology to tap. But this was for someone who was special needs. They're 25 with the mind of a 12-year-old, and so they went missing, and we found them because of their cell phone.
Well, yeah, even if you shut the GPS, if you shut off the GPS on your cell phone, it only shuts it off for your provider to track for advertising. 911 can still track it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Quick.
No. There's 911 can track from. They get a report when you call where your location is. It doesn't give them updates. That's at least here in Canada. That's how it works. So where did you find that?
Get in there. They can
Were they
still
just
follow
walk
you.
away?
I work with people of all kind of disability, from like low functioning to high functioning, and we help people get jobs in the community. And she was in care of a facility that's off campus of where I work, but in connection. And she met a guy online. People are like, you know what? When I say there's predators, I can't even begin to sit here and tell you how many people there are. You know, like, and
was she in trouble or?
No, she like, I always joke about how I have daddy issues. Like, we kind of all do. We all want to be loved. And if you don't get loved, you're going to go looking for it in strange places. That's human nature. I don't care what your mental ability is. And I'll tell you, she's smarter than the average person, because with like $600 she got from here to like Maine or something.
Damn.
Yeah. The average person couldn't do that, you know, but if you put your mind to anything, you could do it, you know. But she just had issues, and there's always some weirdo who's like, oh, come live with me and blah, blah, blah. Like, there's people are just, it's scary times we live in. It's just,
that is weird.
It's been scary since humans have been existing.
I agree.
When I was 15, I ran away from home in Chicago, and they didn't find me until I was in San Diego.
But a man or a woman who would take advantage of somebody with a disability is a special kind of low.
Horrifyingly low.
Yeah, and that's somebody I would throat punch in person. That's so like,
oh yeah.
I'll get down behind him and you can push him over, and then we just fucking dummy the guy.
Exactly. I have no tolerance for people like that.
But I'm not a big advocate for violence, but there's certain people that would do things to certain people that I wouldn't have a problem kicking the crap out of.
There are certain things I consider incurable, if that's a word. I consider like just
I know what you mean by it.
There are certain things that I like, certain grievances where I'm like, okay, you're broken. Like, you're beyond, like, we can't even help you, you know?
Purple, if you don't mind me asking, how did you make it to San Diego?
It took a Greyhound bus all the way.
Okay, I was just wondering. When I was 15, I left Chicago and I ended up in LA. So it was kind of when you said that, I was like, wow, it kind of sounds familiar to me.
Of course, with Greyhound's, you know, normal efficiency, I got to San Diego and they found my backpack 3 days later in Phoenix.
I hitchhiked. I was young and dumb. It was 1975 and I was dumb. And looking back on what was going on with hitchhikers in the LA area in that time, I feel like I was really lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you were.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people who disappeared that way.
Yeah.
And that's why we love you, Jenna, because you're just a deviant now.
So when I was in junior high, you guys remind me of a crazy story. Long story short, I sweet talked a girl who moved to Texas. And I didn't know that she was this rich girl and her whole family moved to Texas. She grabbed all of her money and she got in a Greyhound and came to California and showed up at my front door.
Oh, what?
Hello.
And my dad was like, okay, come and have a seat. I'm going to kill this guy real quick and then we'll have a talk. So I'm going to say this nicely. They were from a different culture and the uncle offered my dad money.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'll never forget. My mom, the second my dad was like, "How much?" My mom grabbed the phone and was like, "You better come pick her up before I call the cops." Because my pops was like, okay, what kind of money are we talking? But my dad had the phone tapped, and he tapped the whole thing. I have the tape. It's labeled "My Dumb Son."
Oh, that's awesome.
Because he couldn't believe it. He wanted to save it forever that some 14-year-old girl got on a Greyhound. This was the early 90s when kids could move around freely, apparently.
Yep.
She got on a Greyhound and came all the way back to California.
Wow.
And her family tried to sell her.
It doesn't go quite as far, but there was in elementary school, I crossed a couple of buses. I had to go from Vancouver and then across the sea bus to North Van. It was a long bus ride each day, and I came back from school. There's one kid there who didn't.
Randolph, hold on. Before you carry on, you might want to let them know what a sea bus is.
Oh, okay. It's a flat bus it's a flat boat that is all enclosed, and it can hold 400 or so people to go on a 15-minute ride across the water between.
You're talking about sea as in ocean, not sea as in the letter.
Yes,
that's right. Sea as in SEA bus.
Okay.
So yeah, it actually goes across.
We call
the
those
water.
ferries.
Yeah, but it's all it is holding people, and it's just
ferry.
a short ride, but it gets you from Vancouver to North Vancouver, crosses the water. So. The same water that shares with Stanley Park, if anybody's looking it up, Vancouver, BC, Canada. But what happened is this kid at school, he did not believe that I lived out in Vancouver as far as I did. So he followed me home one day, and he'd come home. And like I said, I'm going home. Wherever you go is up to you. And this is like grade 6 or something. This happens, and so he shows up, and my parents are like, "What's this kid doing?" And I said, "He didn't believe I lived here." And he says,
"Oh my God!"
Yeah, he asked my parents, and so my dad takes us both and drives us back, figure out where he is and get him home. But it was hilarious.
I thought you were gonna say this kid doesn't live here, and your dad drove you away.
No. We went home, and he was had to go on to the reserve and all this kind of stuff. He was a Native Indian kid, so it was end up making a friend out of it. But it was like, holy cow, this kid before I didn't really know him that well, and so you make friends in funny ways sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Yep.
I know his parents were like, "Now, where was the good idea in all of the shit you just told me? Why did you just get on a ferry and leave?"
His parents didn't seem to care. Oh, you're home. Okay. And that was about it.
Wow, that's fucked up.
They weren't too concerned.
That
was a big surprise to me, actually, because my parents are like, if I didn't show up in time, they'd be worried. Oh, what happened to you? It's like, that was an unusual reaction.
Like, Kendra.
I had a friend that was feral, and their parents didn't care. Let him wander around.
Did you say feral?
That's basically what he was. That's
a little wild kid.
Feral kid. Yep.
No, he's the fifth grader. The fifth grader smoking cigarettes because he's been living on his own, since he was born.
I was the youngest of 9, and my parents took in 4 foster kids, so they could never even do a head count to tell if one was missing.
We got grumpy, sleepy, sneezy. Oh, looks like they're all here.
You forgot horny and drunky and stoner.
These are children, Neil. I wasn't going to say that.
Sorry. Stay for the guy doing paperwork.
My bad. Sorry about that.
Neil checked out for just the wrong 1 second.
I was just checking my schedule to see. Oh, by the way, guys, there's not going to be a show on May 1st, just so you know. I apologize. And it's a Saturday, too, so that kind of sucks, because Saturdays are the ones that I can usually go later. But unfortunately, I have a commitment with the family stuff with my mom and stuff for Saturday. So,
yeah, how's your mom doing?
I will update everyone. She's it was great. We got to hear her voice. Actually, she's been able to speak for the past while. So yeah, made my sister cry when we FaceTimed on the phone or whatever. And she goes, "Oh my God, I can hear her voice. I haven't heard her voice in like a month." And so she started to get all teary and whatnot. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I was just checking to see my schedule. I do have one more. I have Sacrilege on April 29th, and Arden of Eden is coming up on May 4th.
Awesome.
I just messaged her before the after party. I'm like, did you go on Neil's show yet? And she didn't get back to me. And he's like, oh, she's coming up Tuesday.
Yep, next Tuesday. And then Kendra in the chat is going to be on the show on May 11th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Could be a lot of fun people coming up.
I like all those people. I'll allow it.
Oh, thanks, Mikey.
You may proceed.
Lots of great people coming up. One Texas gal, South Dakota Secular Society.
You know what sucks? The more people that do your show, the longer it's going to be for all of us to get our round twos to correct all the shit that we fucked up in our first go.
Yeah. I rewatched the one I did with Neil when I was first starting my channel.
I can't do it. I started to, and I got right to the intro, and I started talking. I heard my voice on my stupid mic back then. I was like, I'm done here.
Yeah.
No. I've heard enough.
I actually did my origin story twice on the same day with Sam Chaos and Maddie. So by the time I came on Neil's show, I was ready. You know,
He's primed.
Yeah.
Just like,
I was ready.
I forget who it was. Somebody like 2 months ago, like, oh, I didn't want to forget anything, so I wrote notes. I was like, notes. That would have been a good idea. I should have been.
Oh, you don't
have to write a note to write notes next time.
I have multiple notepads depending on what room I'm in.
I use
Neil
one
was the
notepad.
first person I had talked to, not on a Twitter log, that I told it that I had deconverted.
Wow.
Oh,
I haven't
wow.
even told my wife yet.
Oh,
Whoa.
Wow.
Hey, I remember last time you were saying your wife is starting to have second thoughts. How's all that working out?
I feel special.
Yeah, we did. It's if she brings it up, we'll talk. She hasn't brought it up. She'll go at her own pace.
That sounds like the right way to do it.
yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not even sure, with my family. I haven't bothered yet. I don't know if I should. Especially like my oldest brother, because it's like, I told him 30 years ago I was pagan. He still hasn't gotten over it. So I'm like, well, I got good news and bad news. Good news, I'm no longer pagan.
There's something I want to tell you. What's that? I'm not pagan anymore. Okay, cool. Was there something else? Nope.
Hey, Jen, welcome to the chat.
Hey, Jen.
I need to clarify the magnitude of the situation, as my oldest brother is also my godfather.
Huh? Oh, really?
Yes.
You'll never be able to refuse. You tell me this on Neil's after party?
Yeah, he believes it is his mission in this life to save my immortal soul.
My family is still more hurt about my atheism than my sexuality, and they're pretty stuffy people, and their feelings are more hurt that I'm not. I don't consider myself Roman Catholic or any kind of religion at all. They bring it up in every conversation. Every time I see my mom, she's like, "God bless," but you got baptized.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
Bouncing off what Purple said, saving my immortal sounds like an anime title right there. Like,
Yeah.
It's the new Evanescence single.
Bring me back to life.
Yeah, see, Will, my mother takes the opposite approach, that anytime the conversation comes to something she thinks I'm about to comment on, she's very quick to change the subject.
That's the one thing I like about my mom, is that she's in complete denial, so we don't have to talk about it.
There you go. Who said denial was not a way to deal with problems?
My family has always taken the approach that if we don't talk about it, it never actually happened.
Exactly. Yeah,
So dysfunctional.
if people want to live in their own delusion, I'm too old to like do a tap dance and be like, yeah, it's not real. I don't care anymore. Like, as long as you don't harm people, be a good person. Like, I'm not here to judge people.
Well, yeah, like Randolph said there. Sorry. Like Randolph said there, though, this is why it is necessary for me to keep about one Midwest state as a reasonable distance between me and most of my family. So opposite sides of Wisconsin is just about right.
In my family, they get their feelings hurt because the person they perceive as gay can beat them up.
Mine's like the failure in the family is the one supporting everybody financially. It's like, yeah, funny that, huh?
That's another thing that I rub in everyone's face. I'm the only one who's financially stable.
Right.
So I'm like, there's something about that atheism.
That atheism, though.
Tangela, I have no control over what the mods do. I mean, sometimes I do say, hey, delete that person or get rid of that person, but I've never said that about you. So you've probably done something that's just irritated them, and they have I have a lot of happy trigger figure people.
I'm one of those people, and I've recently met Tangela. He was, he came in and we talked about everything except for religion. So, but I have zero patience for apologetics. So when he comes on my channel, I like boop. I kick everybody out.
So Tangela, there's only two real simple questions you can ask yourself. Were your questions and comments pertaining to what we were talking about? And were you being a dick? So if you were being a dick, or you were talking about something else and asking people stupid, idiotic questions that no one asked you, then yeah, they blocked your shit because you're a distraction at this point. This show is not about Otangelo and Otangela's beliefs. It's about someone sharing their deconversion story and then everybody decompressing and having a good time afterwards. If you don't fall into that, I'm sorry, then maybe this isn't the stream for you.
Yeah, we don't really go on to. We don't really do debates here. We don't really.
Are you okay?
Religion pops in from time to time, but why? What's going on?
My cat was laying on the footrest of my recliner. And rolled over in his sleep and fell off into a box of Lego.
Oh no, not the Lego! Oh, no.
And they were all the little bits, the little 1x1s.
That could be lethal.
That's attempted murder on a cat. He just confessed.
Oh, that's funny.
I have stepped on a Batman helmet Lego piece. That fucking sucks.
I think just for Otangelo, you're welcome to hang around and have fun with all these other topics. Everybody's welcome.
Have I done Ellie? Have I done Ellie Rizvi? No, I don't think so. The second, I'd love to have both of them on. It's just a matter of coordinating it. I'm pretty sure neither of them know I exist, so it's a matter of getting them to sort of. But I know people that do know them, so maybe we can get a sit up. I'll guys, I'll bring anybody that wants to share their story, as long as you're not an a-hole. I'll bring you on here.
Look, he had me on, for crying out loud.
Yeah, but you're awesome. You just figured out that we were probably separated at birth at some point.
Yeah, I really had a lot of fun beating you and actually seeing all those hits we had together. That was awesome. Yeah, I'll tell you, I haven't laughed this much in a long time. I haven't said much, but I've been laughing my ass off. So I had a lot of fun tonight.
Can I ask you
back again?
Can I ask you rock questions?
Yeah, sure, anytime.
Okay.
Rock! Oh no.
I want to rock. Can you bring up that the large crystal thing that you had? It was kind of like a dinner plate size. It was like calcite, I think you said.
Yeah, sure. I can grab that again.
Let's get a little peeksy.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones.
Oh wait, let's do this one. Let's bring them.
There we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Cool.
And the bottom of it
amethyst.
is amethyst. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So
That's so cool.
as someone who thinks it looks cool but doesn't understand how does that happen?
What happened here was there was a hydrothermal event, hot water, and it probably had a lot of silica dissolved in it, and the silica had some iron in it, and that's what created the amethyst. Then there was a second hydrothermal event. I put this down. There was a second hydrothermal event that brought in the calcium carbonate that created the calcite crystals that formed on top of it. So it probably didn't happen all at once. It was probably a two-stage event.
Yeah, would have to have been.
Right.
That is
right.
Amazing. You got anything else cool, like super, or like geodes? Like, is that so? How would a geode get formed?
There's two different things that people commonly call a geode. One's a thunder egg, and the other's a geode. They form in two different environments.
Whoa, thunder egg!
That sounds cool, right? What I showed before was actually a thunder egg and not a geode. Thunder eggs grow or form in an igneous environment, a volcanic environment, and geodes will form in a sedimentary environment. So you can have a solid geode and you can have a hollow thunder egg, which is confusing to a lot of people.
And vice versa.
Right. But common usage is if it's hollow, has a hole in it with crystals, it's a geode. So,
yeah.
Kelley, have you met Stephen Bauman? He's also a geologist up in Michigan.
To get these two connected, that's a great idea, Purple.
Yep, I was thinking that.
I'd love to meet him. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff about the geology along Lake Superior there.
Oh, cool. Yep. I'm not that far from Lake Superior either. I'm pretty familiar with the copper country. I've kind of become one of the top experts on the Michigan iron country area, which is a kind of a small, old historic mining district. But my grandfather always told me, if you want to be the top of your field, pick a really, really small field. So that's what I did. I picked a really small field.
Guaranteed to be an expert.
With the first
question
it was
for you.
like, who was explaining that they found copper that would have been mined, that has the fingerprint of being mined in the Great Lakes regions in the Incas, and that's how far the trade network would have spanned.
Wow.
I suppose that it's possible. I don't know that I've seen the evidence behind that. I've also heard people claim that they were coming here to get copper to fuel the Bronze Age in Europe. And that's just patently false and kind of idiotic because the island of Cyprus, Cyprium was the Roman word for copper. Cyprus is named after copper. There was so much of it on the island of Cyprus that they never had to come all the way here to get it.
Yeah, it's like the aliens coming here for water. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, right, exactly. Same thing, exactly.
So
Jen had a question.
I want to pitch an idea to you, okay? Rock welding. I'm studying to be a welder, and I just want to know your opinion on the idea of somehow welding rocks together.
It can happen.
You're going to have
to happen, but like the market for it. Would you see a market for that?
You're going to have to come up with really high temperatures, and when you weld them together, what you're going to do is vitrify them. You're going to basically make glass to hold them together, and we all know how fragile glass is. So I don't know that it's going to be that good of a process that would last through time.
I have a suggestion.
What if I used explosions to fuse the rocks together?
Pardon?
What if I used explosions and a lot of pressure to fuse the rocks together? Like
that would I'm not positive. That's not something I don't think anybody's been able to do that so far, but if you can do it, I'd like to see it happen. And Jenna, yes, it is.
I have
a solution in mind, actually.
I have a question as well.
But I have a solution for this, Jen. Because I was drilling into concrete. What you just get a masonry bit on your drill and drill in the Tapcon screws and then weld those together, and you'll have a good solid thing. Or put rebar in them, or whatever you need to do.
No.
No, I want to weld rocks together with more rocks. I want to fuse
just
rocks
without any metal involved.
Yeah, without like a fastener of any kind.
You just basically what you want to do is create a small volcano.
I've been asking for a volcano for years.
I have a question for Kelley. Can you name can you name my rock?
Fred.
Dave.
Fred.
Okay, Kelley, I just dropped some.
Oh, that's calcite. It looks like from what I can see from it looks like calcite. If that's what you're asking me.
Yeah, that's exactly.
What's that? What's the bottom part?
It's also calcite. It's just a massive formation with where it crystallized on the top. So basically, the bottom part didn't have the room to make the crystals that are on the top, which had the room to form those crystals.
This was a doorstop at my grandma's house. She had it forever.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
How long does it typically take?
Awesome.
Hold on, guys.
How long does it typically take something like that to form?
You know what? We really don't know because we've never watched the process happen. We've never seen it happen. But have you ever made rock candy when you were a kid?
Wow.
I wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're familiar with the process of making rock candy, that's basically the same process of making a mineral crystal.
Yep.
Okay, Kelly, I
It's
dropped
a lot
Stephen
quicker.
Ballman's links in the YouTube chat there. So if you want to pull those, there's his YouTube and Twitter link.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I
also-
appreciate that.
X had a question for you too.
I haven't seen a Geo Metro in like 20 years.
Hold on, let me do.
I like the little DE in the brackets there. The Geo X. I tried, man. It wasn't that funny. Here's your solution for the welding: Gorilla Glue.
How about that? You could just tape it if that's what it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Geo Metro is what I used when I moved from Minnesota to New York. And I overloaded it with like 4 times the weight capacity it was designed to carry, and it could barely make it up the hills in Ohio.
I did that with a Mazda 3 in a box that almost pushed in the entire top of the vehicle. I learned a lesson that day. Those racks were only there, just for fashion.
Those are for looking, not for using.
Jenna, I'm checking for you right now. It's actually on my website. I just found the name tag for it, and it didn't have the price on it. But let me check my website real quick, and I'll find it.
And thank you for answering my question. No one's been able to give me an
anytime. If anybody ever wants to send me a picture of something to try to ID it, I'd be more than happy to do so.
You're talking about rocks, though, right? You're talking about rocks because you just opened yourself up to a lot of photos.
It's a lot of photos.
Be
right?
careful.
So what you name this guy right here?
Stephen Ballman's gotten kind of grumpy about that on Twitter, about people sending him pictures of rocks with no indication of where they were found.
I'll show you my
To
rocks.
identify them.
It's really hard to ID a rock from a picture, so I can't always do it, but I'll do my best.
Jenna's excited.
Huh.
Kelly Rock.
Yeah,
Kelly
I'm not
Pretty
seeing
Rock.
it. I'm not seeing it on my website either. I'm not sure what it wouldn't be cheap. I'd be guessing around. I mean, like for you, I'd give you a good deal on it, say like $200.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and that's like an amazing deal because I could probably sell it for $500.
I'm gonna send you.
I'm not joking. It's like a $500 rock. I'm not joking.
I'm gonna send you a picture of an atheist. Yep, I'm bringing it back. We're back on it, baby. Yeah.
Kelly, I have a serious question this time. What makes obsidian so sharp?
Brittle.
It's glass. It's basically glass.
Literally, it's lava glass.
Yeah, it is. It is literally glass. So when it breaks into that sharp surface, you're getting the same sharp surface you would get on broken glass.
Real quick here, I'm going to take a bit of a break, so I'm going to pull myself out. Mikey's got the ship, so I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
All right.
And now I can take over the world.
The captain is beamed down to the planet. Let's go.
I was the evil one. You're stepping on my brand.
I drove a Geo Metro for a couple of years myself up and down the East Coast while I was on Grateful Dead tour, believe it or not. It was really good on gas mileage, though. Not a lot of space, but great on gas mileage.
I got mine. I got mine free because when my friend had bought an old farm, they had left this Geo Metro in the barn. So it's like the thing hadn't been driven in like 6 years, and we need to replace the gas tank. But other than that, I got it free.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I got a '69 Gran Torino that way. That was sitting in a barn.
You still got it?
No, I sold it. I drove it for about a year and I sold it. One of the problems I had with it is that it had ants. And I couldn't get rid of the ants inside of it. Yeah, it had somewhere an ant nest had formed inside that car, and I could not get rid of those ants. They were living in that car.
Okay,
I just ride with them.
Granted, the Geo Metro had a 3-cylinder engine, and some of the Harley Davidsons outweighed the car. But I could literally get over 50 miles to the gallon on the highway.
Wow.
So if they could do that with a car from the 1980s, why can't we do that today?
Yeah, that
You know,
bothers me too because we
Yeah.
were getting we were getting 54 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, and that was with a carburetor. Why couldn't they take that engine that got 50 miles to the gallon and put a fuel injector on it and gotten something even better?
Because
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. It's not to be efficient. It's to make you spend more money. You stupid cash cow.
I think the thing about it is like as much as great as some of the gas mileage was on some of those older cars, they were shitty for the environment. And there's a reason why like the regulations kind of killed a lot of those off because they didn't run very clean. They were efficient, but they weren't clean. They weren't good for the air. Like I don't think did you even had a catalytic converter on the Geo?
It didn't, but the car could not have gotten that kind of efficiency if it wasn't burning clean.
Or
they sold it in California.
Are you talking about the Geo Metro? Because if that's what you're talking about, that was a 3-cylinder power to weight ratio. That's why it got good gas mileage.
Yep.
If you're driving like an Audi A4, that's 4,000 pounds, whereas the car you were driving is like a fart in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't make it up a steep hill with that thing. So
let me look and see how much a fart in the wind weighs. Let me Google that real quick.
Okay, they had passed all the regulations to make cars get better gas mileage
and make them safer.
I had a friend who,
but the auto companies didn't like that, so they invented SUVs, which were exempt from those regulations. And that's how we got to vehicles that have half the gas mileage of cars in the 80s.
I mean, my Mini Cooper does 50 on the highway.
Oh wow.
Well, that's because it weighs 1,200 pounds.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the vast majority,
and that was one of the reasons that Geo Metro was getting really good gas mileage too, because it weighed practically nothing. It was
it was like an 800-pound car.
Right.
Yeah, they did everything to strip the weight off of it.
And that it was also safer that way because if anything hit you, you just bounced off.
I absolutely hate driving, so I'm gonna build myself a person-sized drone to carry me from place to place. And I'm gonna install speakers so Ride of a Valkyries plays while I'm like buzzing.
You know what? The best way
the other day on Twitter I retweeted a thing about a guy standing on a drone.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, well, I see the next step in that is it to become a sport of people using these for joustings to not knock the other guy off of his flying platform.
I'd race one of those. I'd totally race one of those. You know what, Jenny? I have a F-150, and that thing is so huge. Someone hit it, completely did a 360, hit it again, and all I had to do was pull the dent out. And their car was total. So my 88 Ford F-150 is...
It's made out of bricks.
Oh, it's a tank. And I have a 2000 I think a 2010 F-150. It's made out of plastic.
Yeah.
Well, if you get a 1978 F-150, that's made out of cast iron.
Oh, that's on the list now, sweet. That's on the list.
I'm on Kelly's website right now.
In that the cage itself is made out of like something like cast iron.
Oh,
it is nuts.
Oh, you're speaking my language, sweet. See, I need something like that.
Speaking of tanks, I would feel a lot better driving in Florida if I was behind the wheel of a Panzer Mouse.
Around here, someone drives a Healy. In America, I bet you can buy one if you have enough money. Someone drives a Healy.
They only made like 3 mouses.
Someone has a Healy.
I wonder if I could find the blueprints and build it myself, though. Get a team of welders together.
Why are you trying to build that? You say, oh, they're just trying to suck you down for money. But also, I need 40 tons of steel, please.
40 tons of steel. I think that might get you half of a mouse. I think those things were like 80 tons.
They were huge.
Big shit bricks.
And you would need a 4-lane highway just to drive the damn thing so you could take 3/4 of it.
And you couldn't cross a lot of bridges.
Okay.
No.
Was that in San Diego where the guy stole a tank from Cap Pendleton? Was that in San Diego?
Yeah.
Was that in the early 90s?
My favorite is the guy that built a tank out of a bulldozer.
Right.
Yeah. I saw that one in Ohio, and he went and crashed through the city hall because he was upset with them.
He showed them.
He did.
Yeah, and the cops couldn't do anything but circle around waiting for him to run out of gas.
1995, someone stole a tank from Camp Pendleton, and they literally could not stop it because it was a tank.
I could probably convert any car into a tank if I had enough scrap metal and time. It would look Mad Max as fuck, but like
it wouldn't
would be bulletproof.
I can generate as much wealth as Jeff Bezos if you give me enough time.
Right. I mean, but that's the thing though. Like, so even if you like put all this armor on like a car, the car just won't move because the engine is not a tank engine.
Your tires will pop.
Okay.
I don't need it to move fast. I don't need it to move fast. I just need to put a big
it won't
gun
move.
on it.
You're gonna hit the gas.
If I put a gun on it, if I put a gun on it that can shoot targets from 300 meters away, I won't need a fucking move, sucker.
You'll be pretty stationary.
You need like a 16-liter like diesel engine.
If you need 80 tons of steel, you can actually buy decommissioned warships from the Department of the Navy.
No, there you go.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, they sell them for scrap after they've been sitting long enough.
Well, Purple, you cannot buy them if they were pre-World War II. Because those are actually saved for industries that need non-irradiated steel.
Oh wow!
Because all steel made post World War II has radiation to it because of all the nuclear testing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what year they passed that through, but John Wayne actually bought the battleship Texas from World War II.
Oh, that one's so cool, and it's sold out. Damn it!
Why am I?
But if any steel that's used to make medical equipment is actually reused World War II battleship armor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they've actually had a problem with that of people illegally salvaging shipwrecks.
You know, if the grid falls, I'm gonna put a cow catcher on my F-150 and laugh at people when I cut through their vehicle. I'm waiting, and I'll sharpen it and everything. I'm just waiting.
I've got a post-apocalypse plan to refit those Bobcat skiff loaders into mini tanks.
Exactly. See,
and it's like I don't need anything fancy. I can go and cut up a couple of these steel commercial dumpsters, and that'll provide me with enough armor plating.
Yes.
Why are we talking about making Mad Max vehicles all of a sudden? What happened? We were just having a great conversation about rock. They're like, and then I'm going to take all the dumpsters from the Taco Bells nearby and make a super tank.
I have a contingency plan.
I want to see Genesis Undead riding around in a tank, Michael Dukakis style. Now you're old if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I hate to say it.
You know what I think of is Shawn Michaels and Triple H when they rode a tank to a WCW event because I'm old.
I think of Donald Sutherland as Oddball in Kelly's Heroes.
Okay.
They're driving Sherman tanks into this Italian town, and he's laying on the back sunbathing.
Can you tell me something about tourmaline?
Well, I can tell you all kinds of stuff. Is there anything in particular you want to know about?
I'm looking at your tourmaline here from Brazil, and I'm like, that looks really cool. But I figure I should know more about it.
Tourmaline is a whole group of minerals. Some tourmalines are worth a lot of money or are high quality gems. Probably what you're seeing there is not a high quality gem, but I'm not sure what you're looking at. So there's a lot of
from your site.
Yeah, I know, but I've got thousands of rocks on my site.
Yeah,
so.
You're right.
I mean, look behind me, right? Yeah.
No, I mean the tourmaline. The one that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, right, that one.
It's like 4 inches.
What color is it?
Black.
Black? Oh, I'm about to say there's black tourmaline. It's called Schorl, and it's relatively inexpensive compared to other tourmalines. So it's I don't know what you want to know about it, but it's a pretty cool rock. It's a pretty cool mineral. A lot of people collect it. It's really big in the woo market for some reason. They think it grounds you
that's
or
my
something.
Oh, that's my shit right there.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
wooey shit so I can put it somewhere innocuous.
You bathe it in moonlight to clear it.
I gotta charge it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta
Mikey,
charge it overnight.
you got to highlight Google Eats there so Genesis can see it.
I have to.
The tiny mustache comb is my.
I want to buy all. I want to buy all of this.
It's pretty. I got into it when I was a little kid because I thought they were really cool. I was really fascinated by the way the crystals formed, and as I got older and I actually went to school and learned about it, I got even more fascinated. And fortunately for me, my son has really gotten into it, so I can kind of like handed my business off to him and retiring pretty much. It's just been awesome for me because I don't do much anymore.
What about malachite? It's like super green and super awesome.
Yeah, it's a copper mineral. It's actually been smelted down and turned into copper, which is kind of a shame because it's so beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. It's been used as a gemstone, as ornamental stone for hundreds of thousands of years. I mean, the ancient Greeks, not Greeks, but Egyptians used it. It dates back that far as in use as a gemstone. So,
whoa,
cool stuff. Cool stuff.
Hematite.
Oh, I see. Are you looking at that big Brazilian crystal?
Yeah.
The big black Brazilian one? That one's pretty cool because it's large, so large. Yeah.
I'm just a bit psyched to see that at least half the people here have actually heard of the movie Kelly's Heroes.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like anytime I bring it up, nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Of course I have.
Well, I still watch like Buster Crabbe movies and like old black and whites. So I definitely know that movie.
Will's TV is on Turner Classic Movies.
So no joke, because of the age disparity between my parents, I grew up watching that channel. I love that channel.
It resonates with you.
I grew up watching black and whites. It just one of those things. All those sets.
We had a legit black and white TV when I was, single digit age.
Genesis, have you seen his website? Here, I put it in the thing. Here, I'll send it to you. I like this stuff.
I fell in love with it when I was a kid. Like I said, I went down when I was 5 years old. I walked down the street and picked up a piece of gravel out of everybody's driveway, and that was my first rock collection. And it was all the same kind of rock, really. It was just all pieces of limestone. But I thought it was, something special. One out of everybody's driveway, right? Of course, my mother tossed it out the next day. But
I'm sure someone's already asked you. But do you ever go like on expeditions, rock hunting?
All the time. We actually sponsor them out of my rock shop. We do
awesome.
We do at least 4 or 5 every summer to take people out. Yeah.
I'm 40 and I still collect rocks. Like when I go to Oregon, I get river rocks because they're so shiny white. There's just different quartz in different places, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad lived in Portland when I met my father for the first time about 14 years ago. And I flew out and visited him in Portland, and we went out salmon fishing on the Lewis River in Washington.
Oh, awesome.
And I picked up some jasper that I brought back home and cut and polished and made jewelry out of that is kind of special to me because I found it while I was out fishing with my dad.
Heck yeah.
My dad's passed away since then, so it's even more special to me now. So
that's cool.
What's a epimorph and a pseudomorph? What's the difference?
An epimorph is will take on the shape of a pseudomorph is a mineral that replaces another mineral, right? So maybe it starts out as a garnet crystal, and then the garnet turns into chamosite or is replaced by chamosite. And the chamosite doesn't normally crystallize the way a garnet would, but this did because it replaced the garnet, right? And an epimorph is a mineral that forms on top of another mineral so that the crystal from the other mineral has left an impression inside the second mineral.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. I didn't even know all the stuff what this was.
Cool. I didn't either when I started.
So essentially, I'm you. Like, I'm just way behind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're just 20 years behind me. That's all.
Catching up.
Yeah.
All right, so.
And I had a lot of fun learning about it. It's been a really good. I traveled all over the country learning about it. I had a really good time. I actually believed in all the crystal woo in the beginning, but I learned that was kind of bullshit by doing experiments because I always had a scientific type mind. But
yeah,
I really actually my scientific mind made me love the rocks more than the woo mind did. Because when you actually look at the science behind them, it's way more fascinating.
Right.
It's just incredibly more fascinating.
Yeah, during my period as a pagan, I did a lot of experimenting with the crystal healing and that, and got very frustrated that I could never get consistent results, and that's pretty much what made me give up religion altogether.
Right.
When I get that feeling, I need crystal healing.
I've been trying to get a channel going on YouTube, but I'm really bad at video editing. I've been working really hard over the last week to get my first video done. I'm hoping to have it done in the next week or two. I wrote a lot of essays about rocks. There's little short essays, so I could make a little short video, 1 or 2 minutes. And I think I've been trying really hard to make a long 10, 12-minute video. And I think I'm just going to give up on that idea and take some of these essays that I've written and turn them into a 1-minute video.
Right now, if you can do 1-minute videos with the hashtag shorts, YouTube is really promoting those.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe maybe that's the direction. I'm thinking that's the direction I need to go through or go into because I need to get better at the learning curve. And then when I'm better at that learning curve and understand what I'm doing a little bit better, I'd be better off doing a longer video. So
I'm terrible at editing, and even I figured it out. So, it's a
I'm
process.
getting there. Yeah, right, exactly.
Go look at my edited videos. You'll realize you couldn't do any worse.
Thanks for that.
All right, guys, it's getting late for me, so
it's getting late. It's really late for me. I'm 2 hours ahead of you, so
yeah, that's right. You are too.
I'm gonna go raid the fridge.
I gotta get up for work at 4 a.m. So
no, that's horrible.
Yeah, I know, or as I call it, stupid o'clock in the morning.
The butt crack of dawn.
Yeah, that's right. But I did get a new mask in the mail today.
Cool.
Ooh. Let's see.
I did too. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's sick.
Dude,
that's way cooler than mine.
Did Kitty make that?
No.
It's going to be interesting to see I picked up in the store, Neil.
Slade Wilson.
I was thinking you were going to say you got a new COVID mask.
You're the anti-maskers with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God! Can I get that to wear to work every day? That would be badass.
You wear that to the grocery store.
Your dead mask.
That's
I
awesome.
have a medical non-exemption.
Wear that one time. You'll be on everyone's Facebook, Twitter.
Let me borrow that, Neil. I'm about to go viral.
Sure, come get it.
Here reminding you not to be an ass and to wear a mask.
You're familiar with it, with the character Slade. Yes. Slade.
What do you mean you got asthma? That don't mean
Deathstroke.
shit.
Deathstroke is what I call it when I get too carried away with the masturbation.
Oh Jesus, Neil!
Deathstroke is what I call the mini stomps in my heart.
A good acquaintance of mine, Mike Chang, was
my adopted daughter. Everyone.
A good friend of mine, Mike Chang, worked on the original Teen Titans.
Awesome.
Oh,
that show.
Awesome.
I love that show too. I started watching it because he had worked on it, and then I kind of got to love it because I kept watching it.
Yeah, it's good. And they came out with that Teen Titans Go bullshit.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, I've got a mask. I have seriously considered putting a filter into this and wearing it around town.
This is the one with you and Aaron, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This mask is already fitted with prescription lenses because I couldn't put on over my glasses.
Looks like Aaron's real happy to be with you there, Purple. That's a great picture.
That's just the way Aaron is. This is like the first time I met him, and he didn't know me from Adam. You know, he just greets everyone like they've been friends for years.
Yeah, he is like that. Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, hanging out with him is really fun.
I don't know why you brought somebody on here, Neil, who has an online store. I'm just shopping now.
Yeah, right.
I'm just picking shit out. I'm like, all right. Well, Thursday I got paid. It's about to get. Look, I don't care if you run a website tomorrow. I'm buying this shit regardless.
Seriously, don't feel obligated.
No, I want some jade. Some jade to fucking sit on.
Fuck
fucking
yeah,
thing.
jade's awesome.
And this serpentine is looking pretty fucking dope in my office. Fuck yeah,
cool.
I need some of this.
Do you have a nice big chunk of lapis lazuli on there, or lazuli, or whatever they call it?
Have you been playing Minecraft too much now?
Is that Malamute that just came in there a close friend of mine, Malamute?
Oh.
Malamute, are you a close friend? Answer me. No.
There's a character Lapis Lazuli in Steven Universe.
Yes. Well, yeah, they're all gems, though.
Yeah, he's a
opal, and yeah.
Oh, I miss that show. My son used to watch the Cartoon Network, and he grew up overnight.
Yeah, it was a good show.
I have a feeling it is because he referenced Doctor Who, and he's a very huge Doctor Who fan. So,
awesome!
Yeah, he is the Malamute. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah,
there you go. That's right. There you go. What the fuck you think? I am the Malamute.
Malamute and I have known each other for many, many years. He's my sidekick. Although he would say I was his sidekick. So,
as you do.
Yeah.
You see all my sidekicks in here, so
that would be a great concept for a comic book. Two sidekicks who don't realize neither of them is the hero.
That's awesome.
They just had that show. It's called Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah, but now Falcon is Captain America. And they also dropped a fucking huge hint. They dropped a huge hint in Falcon and Winter Soldier for the Iron Wars.
If you ever saw that movie Wedding, if you ever saw that movie Wedding Crashers, that's Malamute and I. Sir, I'm not joking about that either. That's Malamute and I.
They got something in here for you, Neil. It's called Petrified Wood.
All right. How'd you know that was the name of my Never mind.
Your past band? Yes.
Yeah, that's the word.
Talking about wood again, huh?
Yep.
We're back.
Uh-oh. What's this? Fisticuffs or fisticups? Fisticups.
We're going to play fisticups. What is that?
That's hilarious is what that is.
It's like fisticuffs and flippy cup, the drinking game. You got to do them both at the same time.
That is the cutest way of someone saying, I will fight you.
Oh, I thought it was a Donald Trump thing that you could only use fists that were a cup.
A wet measure.
You can only use fists that were smaller than a Big Mac.
I kind of want to know how he held the Big Mac with those tiny hands of his.
He probably ate it with a fork and knife.
The best story of Donald Trump is him having to send a journalist a picture of his hands every time, like every year or something like that, because that journalist actually commented on the size of Donald Trump's hands.
I hate you, Will.
I hate you.
I am so happy.
Well, you don't have a tiny hand.
I
have just on cue. I have a tiny hand.
I am so glad I don't know what Donald Trump is thinking 24/7 anymore. Like
it's so
like a
nice.
huge weight off my shoulders.
It was great for my blood pressure.
Oh my God. It was so annoying for 4 years. I've never been constantly annoyed for 4 years before.
Wait, I thought you had siblings.
I'm the baby. I'm the baby. They were annoyed. Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jen.
Well, Well, I wish I could say the same about my blood pressure, but it's still at an all-time low, and it hasn't changed since 2017. Bradycardia joke.
I wish I could say the same.
My blood pressure's never been lower because I'm on 3 different drugs to control it.
He's got a
cheater.
Every time they had breaking news, I was like, dude, how much do I want my day to be ruined right now by this moron? I'm glad that the orange orangutan's gone.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm actually surprised at how well Biden's doing. I didn't expect that. I really didn't.
The bar was so low. We can only go. We can only go.
You're right. You're right.
Would have been a better president.
You're right. The bar was low, but he's like far exceeded the bar. That's the thing. You know, I mean, I was really, really surprised at how. And honestly, I held my nose voting for Joe Biden because of his past history of supporting law enforcement, his past history of supporting the war on drugs. So I had a hard time voting for him, but considering the consequences, I had to. So I've been pleasantly surprised with his administration so far. I've really been enjoying it.
I agree.
He's trying to take away our red meat.
So Kamala, how do you say it? Kamala Harris.
Kamala
Harris was a terror in California. Yeah. She did a lot of horrible things towards black men. She hated trans women, but I'm gonna say something, not Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was my option. That was my options. You know, Californians were like, we were holding our nose too. Like, all right, we'll vote for Kamala Harris, even though we know what she let Nestle come into this state and take half our water.
I was about to say that's where all the water is.
Don't worry, they did that here too.
And
now when California kicked them out, they moved to Michigan, so they're doing it there now.
Exactly,
they're draining Lake Michigan.
It's never ending. We should kick them out of America.
Yeah, they are a Swiss company.
I don't need Hot Pockets. I'll make my own.
That's actually a major problem that we're facing right now is that there's only 3 major food companies that make like something like 90% of what's on the shelf in the grocery stores.
Yep. Turn over your labels. Yep.
No, let's all go on a hunger strike for the next year. We'll starve them out of business.
No, I go and buy vegetables. I just
yeah. I mean, what you do is you go to the farmer's market as much as you can.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, though, is some of the best ideas for leftist policy come from the irrational fears shared by conservatives. They'd be like, leftists want to make the post office also sell weed and make mail carriers deliver it. Sometimes you just gotta write these things down so that you can institute.
Yeah, seriously, last October, I was seriously confused because it's like the stuff the Republicans were sending out saying what Joe Biden endorsed, and the stuff the Democrats were sending out saying Joe Biden endorsed said the same thing. I couldn't tell who was paying for the advertising.
The eerie arguments, though. Right now, we're having the same arguments for Biden that we had for Obama. No one's taking your guns. No one's taking your freedom. No one, the Dems are actually trying to kind of help people,
Well, the only people that were saying Biden's going to take your guns are the people manufacturing the guns and ammunition.
Yeah, exactly. It went right back. It literally switched right back to the same crap they used to say about Obama. Yeah, I was tired of it back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll never be tired of it.
But I keep this picture for when I make weird purchases online because I need an adult in the room. So at 3 a.m, I look like, okay, Obama, should I really buy that tent for no reason at 4 o'clock just because it's on sale? And Obama's like, no.
Malamute actually has a point here. If the post office delivered weed but also sold tacos out of the truck,
shit,
we could probably solve the postal workers deficit.
Okay, and I've been saying this for years.
He's a visionary.
The way you get anything passed in the U.S. is you got to get lobby money behind it. So if we can get like Hostess and Frito-Lay to realize how much money they'll make off of legalizing dope, nationwide.
I think they know. It's just that the pharmaceuticals have more money.
If I'm not mistaken, back in the 1980s, Frito-Lay supported the war on drugs, and they quickly dropped that when they were confronted with consumers that were saying, that's your market. I don't know why you would go against people smoking pot, because that's where your market is at.
When I'm high, I need salty crunchy. Frito-Lay, do not fail me now.
I actually have a rule where I won't go to the grocery store high, because I come home and I'm like, no, the next day I'm like, what the F did I buy? What the F did I buy? And why did I let my kid, like last week, my son grabbed this random thing of pastrami. He's like, can I get it? And I'm like, yeah. I didn't look. It was 8 pounds of pastrami.
The only time
Will no one wakes up from a bender saying, shit, I did my taxes.
This weekend
it's always like, fuck, I shit the bed again.
The only time I've seen a couple of stoners get in a fight, it was over who was going to get the last Twinkie out of the box.
That's another thing. Because it's just my son and I, we eat like emancipated 13-year-olds. We do, both of us. It's so I'm like, we have to put vegetables on here. I'm not going to tell you why. We just have to put vegetables because we can't have chili fries 3 days in a row.
Will, we're having ice cream for breakfast. Where are you going to put the vegetables?
No, I have a rule. If you eat like a real breakfast, then you can eat ice cream. You have to have something solid, because sugar all day just makes you puke and sick.
Unless you're a kid, that makes you crazy and grow faster.
All right, so what we're going to do now is I got to bring this to a close, guys. So we're going to go around and let everyone shill out all the information where folks can find them. So we'll start out, of course, with the guest of honor tonight.
No, you put that honor with my name again. You can find me on Facebook, R. Kelley Laughlin, or Kelly's Rock Shop, kellyskaleidoscope.com. I'm a moderator on the ACD, the Atheist Community of Discord. I do a show there on Tuesdays called Meet the ACA Cast and Crew, where I interview people from the ACA Cast and Crew.
Which you did with me.
Which I'm about to say, I did that with Neil a few weeks ago, and that's how I first met him. I'm doing Shannon Q next week. If anybody'd like to come in and talk to her, because you can just come in and talk to people if you'd like. That's about it. I mean, that's where I'm at so far. I'm going to be on If Was with Jenna and Justin on Thursday to talk about Crystal Woo, and that's about it.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, does Paula Gia know you're doing Shannon Q?
Oh my goodness. Grant, you're next.
I knew that.
Find out.
I have a Twitter account. I appear on after party type things with atheist people, I guess. Technically, there have been 2 YouTube videos that I've been on that are not atheist content. Go ahead and try and find them. I dare you. I don't know. That's just me.
About it.
Someday I'll have my own YouTube channel, but you never know.
All right, sweetie.
Hi. I have a Twitter account over here. And then I with Tim Bristol, am starting a new podcast where we talk about, recent events and stuff like that. Like Elrond has some tweets that have surfaced from the past that have been deemed racist, like men are weak, where we will discuss things like that. Nobody's laughing at the Elrond joke, though.
Hubbard or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
anyway.
Okay.
Yes, Elrond. That Elrond.
I was like, Elrond Hubbard?
Good one.
Anyway, and then I also have my own YouTube channel where I talk about random economic things that are going on in the world and stuff like that. So yeah, find me there. You can search for my name on that.
Bro.
Mostly I do live chats Wednesdays at noon and Thursdays at midnight U.S. Central Time. Occasionally I get an edited video out, which I'm hoping to do more of, but I'm still trying to get my new computer together.
Hi, I'm Godless Sewing from the Godless Sewing channel. You should all go subscribe to the Godless Sewing channel. Do you guys like dumpster fires? Do you like trash fires so big that you can see them from outer space? Yes. Every Thursday, Jen from Jen's Little Corner, now Kitty the Atheist, the Empress of Hell, and myself, we have a show called the WTF Show, the What the Fuck Show, on Jen from Jen's Little Corner channel. Every other Thursday-ish, I have the Sewing Circle. I usually show for Purple, but they are here. And now Maddie from Science Side Up, Sam Chaos, and myself have a podcast called Pub Religion, where an atheist, pagan, and a Christian walk into a bar. And we judge everything and everybody. Come on down. That's every Wednesday, 3:00 West Coast time. Check us out. And if I forgot you
on there.
Please. We have an amazing guest coming up. Total spoiler. I'm not going to say. I'm just going to dangle it like this a little bit.
Who could it be?
Actually, it's I'm impressed. So, anyways, if I forgot you, I love you, and wear a mask.
The mystery guest is not Jordan B. Peterson. I got it. Okay.
Not a fan.
Well, it would not be amazing. Some ways it might be. I'm Randolph Richardson.
Oh, look, it's Hugh Hefner.
I'm Randolph Richardson. I'm trying to be as relaxed as possible today because I've been doing a lot of paperwork for tax stuff. So anyway, I'm running the Canadian Atheists. We're an organization where Neil is our community advocate and does tremendous work for us. Thank you, Neil. We're promoting the idea that it's normal to be an atheist. It's because we believe it's normal to not believe things. You can find out more about that campaign at www.normalizeatheism.ca, and you can find out more about Canadian Atheists at www.
Oops. Sorry about that, Randolph. That was my bad. That was my bad. I was reaching over for my beer and my finger tapped the fucking.
I thought that was quite good. You look sharp. So
right at the good part. Always at the good.
Anyway, move right along.
www.canadianatheist.ca.
Thank you, Neil. You say it better than I do. Neil and I will be co-hosting a call-in program for atheists called True North Talk. You can find out more about that at www.truenorthtalk.ca. And we expect the program to be live as soon as I finish building the studio, which is on hold while I do this tax paperwork. That's only for a couple days, though. So I have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/Randolf Richardson. And that's Randolph spelled Randolf. Thank you very much, everyone in the audience and everybody here. It's been great to chat with everyone tonight. Thank you, Neil.
No problem. And of course, last but not least, my adopted daughter, Genesis Undead.
Hi, I'm Genesis Undead. You can find me at the Genesis Undead channel where I do Genesis Undead things. What are Genesis Undead things? Fucking nothing, because I haven't uploaded in a long ass time, haven't done a stream in a long ass time, haven't done anything really, because every single night I exhaust myself doing welding. So, that's exciting. Yeah, if I seemed out of it today, it's because the fume hood wasn't working properly, so I inhaled a lot of shielding gas.
Good.
Oof.
And she's frozen.
Apparently, the shielding gas can stop time.
Well, so it's called shielding gas.
There we go.
You're back. You're back.
Okay, I'm back. Yay. Yeah, I also flashbanged myself because my welding hood didn't come down in time, and I accidentally tapped the base metal and looked directly into a bunch of UV light. So yeah, been busy. What you up to? No, just kidding. I'm gonna be doing a weekly stream eventually where I'm gonna be talking about science shit and how the natural world doesn't have a lot of gaps for God to fit in anymore. I mean, there are a few, right? But they're getting smaller every day, and I want to help educate people on science because science is cool.
Yeah, it is.
Cool
that's pretty much it.
science.
No, I almost forgot. Nat One Heroes, where
There
I
it is.
play
Ah.
Revenant. He's like he's posh Perth gnome. He's a posh Perth gnome. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna tell you. Oh, we did a horror live stream. We're gonna be doing live streams eventually. We did a horror one-shot live stream. We had Arden of Eden and Ragabash Dabbler on as guest players.
Awesome.
So check it out on our Twitch. We also uploaded the VOD to YouTube, so you can check it out on our YouTube channel as well. We're going to be trying to pump out more weekly episodes of Actuary of Blasphemy, so stay tuned, and I love your faces. Fuck you.
I mentioned this earlier, but Arden will be on the show Tuesday, May 4th, guys.
I want to be on that. Arden is so nice. She's
she's
cool.
great.
She's awesome.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
Ha! Hi. What do I say? No.
Oh my God! Get him off.
Oh, I know what I can say.
Hi, guys.
And out of the blue, an X appears.
Who the fuck is this guy? Oh, God.
My exes always show up at the worst times. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just gonna hang out here for the after party, for the after party.
The after party.
Tell me stuff.
I'm not doing those anymore.
When Neil goes to bed. I'm sorry. What was that?
Do your show so we can end it.
Oh yeah, Utah Outcast. Go find me there. We had a new episode today, and it was about our new studio that we got set up. So we were live in studio this past weekend, and it was a lot of fun. So find me there, and also on my solo channel, Outcast X. That's all I got.
There you go. I saw that, by the way, X. That fucking studio looks badass.
Oh, it's so nice.
I love that sound. I don't know what show that's from, though. Old Wheel of Fortune, maybe. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, check me out hanging out with Neil. Wednesdays, Dig on America, the podcast. 10 p.m. Central. Thursdays, the Bin podcast. 2 p.m. Central with me and my international friends yelling at the earth. And then Fridays, you can catch the releases of Nat One Heroes, your very favorite D&D content because it's full of your favorite atheist friends.
When I go to bed, tons of mice, it's not that exciting, trust me.
I can't click them over. There we go.
Well, because I generally go to bed, by myself, normally. Oh God, I'm so pathetic. Anyway,
don't say that.
What's
about
that?
yourself, Dad.
I hear somebody knocking on your door. It's probably Jenna.
Wait, what?
Somebody's knocking at my door.
Yeah, should I let him in? Yeah. So I guess I don't really have to shill anything. This is my fucking channel. But what I can do is say thank you with a gigantic internet hug to all my fucking fantastic patrons. You guys are awesome. I believe me, when I first started getting patrons, I was like, people actually want to pay to see this shit? But I get it. You guys want to help and support the channel, and I love you guys for that.
Oh, wait, I missed.
Show me your tits. No.
All right.
Jenna says, yes, that is her knocking at the door. She confirmed.
Yeah, it's all right, I'll be right back. All right, so where was I? Oh, yes, the patrons. Yes, you guys are awesome. And very soon, Randolph and I will be starting up our own show, like it says on the little ticker tape here, called Junor Talk, that Randolph just spoke about briefly before. And you can definitely head over to the channel and give it a sub, because you'll know right away. Are you all right there, Mikey? You're like all over the place.
I was like, let me see if I can fuck with him. He'll just keep reading it.
And you'll be able to see us when we go live for the first time. And in the meantime, there's a lot of little funny construction-y type videos with some like Benny Hill music in the background. It's pretty funny. And don't forget that myself and many great hosts like Mikey over there and Jenna Miu and X has also been on as well. We are all co-hosts of the new revamped and relaunched nonprofit show. Tomorrow I'll be recording an episode with Jamie Boone, who I haven't fucking seen in so long, man. Like Jamie and I are very good friends, and he gets to be our special guest for the episode, even though he did the nonprofits on a regular basis back in the day. But he's coming on, and it'll be a lot of fun. So look for that episode on Sunday. I believe they're airing it. And then we're doing an extra episode, but I won't be in that one for in the can, as they call it. So, yes, it's a great, great show. We talk about all kinds of cool stuff. We usually have serious stuff that we talk about, and then we usually end on some kind of a funny note with a ridiculous story of some kind. It's a lot of fun to do, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Good people.
Anyways, yeah.
I gotta go bug Johnny about that. I'm supposed to be on again. Damn it.
Yeah, you should, man. And I've suggested many people to Johnny, so he's going to have lots of folks that'll be popping in.
I'm not coming back until I get X, Neil, and Jenna in the same episode.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon, but I've been talking to Johnny about it too. So,
oh, have you? That would be awesome.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I'd love to be on. Hopefully, you know what? I would love to do an episode with you, Neil.
That'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
I would love to do that.
The one that we'll be doing tomorrow. A lot of the topics that we're talking about are out there. Tomorrow's episode should be a lot of fun. Anyway, so and of course, the last Saturday of every month, except for this month, we're doing it on the 1st of May because the last Saturday actually falls on the Friday. Funny how that works. But we're doing it on the 1st of May because we had to do one mid-month in April because I was busy the last Saturday of March, of course, with my mom being in the hospital and stuff like that. So we will be back on the 1st of May. So check it out. And it's a 2 p.m. Pacific time. And it's a little show we do called Atheist Drinking Out Loud. And you never know when it might come knocking on your door.
Knocking on your brown door. Wait, what am I saying?
I said pardon.
I may or may not be on that one in the future. We'll see.
I think. Oh no, you will be. You will be. Has Andy talked to you yet?
Negative.
Okay, because I think you're.
I'm on deck.
I think we wanted to have you for the 1st if you're available.
Yep, I should be. I don't think I got shit going on. Let me see.
Cool.
That's this Saturday. Yeah, I just got to make sure I check with the boss.
Yep. All right. Well, let me know, and I'll let Andy know. All right, there you go, guys. You get to see what's going to happen this coming Saturday, May 1st. Yay! I can't believe it's already fucking May. Like what?
It's gonna be May.
I know. And we didn't really have a lot of April showers here, so what's that old saying? April showers bring May flowers. Well,
that's okay. We got it all in Utah. Fucking been wet in April.
Here in California too, we've had crazy weather here. It's been really unseasonable.
Welcome to climate change, everybody.
I broke Jen.
It snowed here yesterday, so.
Well, we only got a third of our normal snowfall this winter, and I know that's going to come back at us with the water tables being too low in a month or two.
Yeah, come bite you in the ass.
Exactly. Minnesota's been fun.
Mikey, you are so lucky I'm high off of whatever fumes come from melted steel.
Hold on, I got something for you.
Mikey tickles me, Jenna says.
Ruh-roh.
Hold on.
I've seen people get canceled for shit like that.
All right. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out with me and Kelly tonight. A lot of fun having you guys in. Sorry, actually, we're kind of bringing this to an end.
Oh, no. I mean, stuff goes on after, just so everybody else out there knows.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
That's when the shirts come off.
This is a secret society. All we ask is trust.
First rule of Neil's after parties: we don't talk about All right. So, anyways, thanks everyone in the chat. I hope you guys had fun with us tonight. We try to make it fun for you guys. So, let us know in the chat if things went well tonight. Not like that joke that we heard earlier in the interview.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
You made me tell that bad joke.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways, until next time, guys, like I always...
I'm going to defend myself by saying it wasn't my joke.
It wasn't your joke.
That'll help.
But... All right, guys, we're bringing this to an end. So, like I always say at the end of the after parties, like the late, great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye. Thanks.